get some extra
and tags.
So we can stroke her ego too.
I don't give a shit about that.
No fun.
All right, there's that,
Okay.
and let's
Are we
get
on?
the stream. Yep, it's on.
Okay, I'm gonna do this again.
All right, guys, we're just letting it fill up here.
Okay.
I just heard Valve's phone go
Yeah,
off.
no, I did too. I was like,
so that's definitely our.
I was like, what's
notification.
this?
Yep, it just went off on my phone
There
too.
she is. I heard you.
Did your phone was the notification? Huh? Yeah, okay, I heard it. That was awesome. And then let me just.
Laying down.
Hey, Val, how you doing?
Huh? Valerie
You gotta love
had
that.
a rendezvous with 2 bottles of wine last night.
Woo! Damn. 2 whole bottles? God damn.
Yeah.
It was good.
Let's see. Oh, that's probably just Val and me or someone else. Yeah.
Okay, tilt this down, kind of get us in the shot there. That's framed
better
nicely,
than it was.
actually. Yeah. Framed nicely. Like our own video. Does that count?
I don't know.
I have to put it on other.
Because mine says 2 on it, and then now we have 1 person. So
Chat.
why does it say 0 people now? That's weird. I'm on it. Oh, all right.
Okay, there, I
Val's
like
on
it.
it too. And that one's on it. Why is it? That's whatever.
Well, this and this I think count as one because I'm casting
Oh, yeah.
it from here to the
Yeah,
TV.
but then there should be 3 on there because I'm on it, Val's on it.
It's just not updated yet. It's called the internet. It's weird.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
did get a new router, so we might have better signal out here.
Ooh.
I renamed the network. It's the same as the last one, so all your Wi-Fi stuff should still connect.
Oh, showing
I don't think I was even on
3
there.
people.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Wi-Fi if you want. If you're.
I'll do that late another time.
Then it's, yeah, so
No problem.
till we get number 4, it's only us. Oh, fuck. Oh, we keep losing.
I wouldn't consider yourself. You
I don't know.
Yeah. That number
I mean-
that fluctuates like.
Yeah.
guys all share?
I put it on, or I copied it. I didn't post it yet.
Share it and then
So-
what do you call it?
Did you post it on Grim 86?
No.
Okay, and then I'll share that one over.
Okay. I shared it. Shared them it.
Send it to a bunch of people, right?
All right.
Okay.
Sounds like Vader's in the background breathing. Vader,
Right?
Because I forget that you're doing it, and I just hear the breathing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm just.
So we're just waiting. Whoever's here, if anyone's here, we're just waiting. We're letting people join us.
All right. Post is up. Where did it go? There we go. Okay, now I'm going to share this as me.
Sending it to Tim right now. Just don't use his name anymore.
Fair enough.
Gotta come up with a nickname for him then.
He didn't he have like he had something that was kind of funny. We should call him fucking Yankee Doodle Dandy after he told us,
Yes!
after he told us that story.
Ah!
That's perfect.
Yeah, if he shows up, you can do the dandy.
I'm sending the live stream link to Chris right now.
That's awesome.
He's supposed to be here, FYI. everybody.
Yeah, that was the joke.
Yeah.
We
We don't know where he is.
We can call him the trumpeteer.
He's the minstrel.
Trump, Mr. Hennessy. The trumpeteer. Like a musketeer, but for trout.
Like a rocket.
Yeah, I got it the first time.
Yeah,
Oh.
I know.
Here.
Did you though?
Yeah, no, I didn't at all.
Okay. Funny we still have our earthquake kit.
Yeah.
Well, only good for water.
Yeah. The candles are still good.
That's true.
I love how I was talking about this today. I was like, it has all these things where it's like portable heat for like food, and like in my head, I was like thinking it was going to be like something high tech, like for the MRE add water heater type things. No, it's candles.
No, they were sternos, but they were bad.
Yeah.
You know, you just light it in the gel shit,
and
it did do that. I tried. I want to see if it works. Nope. But do you have a shelf life, I guess?
Yeah. Well, it expired 20 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Phoenix, what's up? Not a whole lot for the most part. We're just kind of.
Yeah.
I put it in the description, like kind of just let people come in and talk to us about what they think of the newest quarantine order. We'll kind of get up and maybe announce some topics in a little bit here. We're just kind of waiting for the room to fill up and see if people are going to join us.
I got some articles ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is for you guys to take.
Cookies! Dude, I've been baking so much. Baking.
I tried macarons. They did not turn out well.
No. The next one I have is
maybe
like peanut butter chocolate like brownies, or you can use this cookie mix too, I guess.
Those are peanut butter chip and chocolate chip.
Ooh. Yes.
Yeah, maybe Bianca will pop in and you can tell her about your macaron story, because she was like, that is not an easy cookie to make. I was like, well, I think that's why she wanted to do it. Like, it was a challenging thing.
Yeah. Like, I think it was last week I also made, we did our normal, burrito shit, so I made I found a recipe for enchilada sauce that I made.
Yeah.
We used that. That was cool.
You're going to have to give me that marinade or that rub that you used. Yeah, that was fucking gnarly.
Right? Yeah. I think it's even better if you don't use the brown sugar, because it uses regular sugar and brown sugar. The first time I did it, I didn't have brown sugar, so I liked it. It was less sweet, a little more spicy.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I remember I was like I went out there and I was already full. Like, I didn't come out there to eat, but I had that and I was like, I'm all right. Like,
yeah. The one that you tried was that it had brown sugar, which was good.
Okay.
We tried one that we put the brown sugar and I put it in 2 days to let it.
It might have marinated a little too long too.
No, it says up to 3 days.
Yeah, but with
we did 2.
Yeah, when you have the 2 sugars, it might be too long.
I mean, that's what the recipe called for. You can 3 hours minimum up to 3 days. So I was like, we'll do 2. So
I normally do a day, unless my plans get changed.
Yes, Phoenix, I got the articles.
Actually, that would be good, because it's a day and then you get fucked over for one day. It's like, then it's still good.
Yeah.
I get when it gets into 3, anything, even leftovers. I toss it. I had too many weird experiences with that.
Yeah.
We did burgers yesterday that came out pretty good. We went and she found some patties that were 11% lean, 10% fat. So there wasn't a whole lot to them as far as
I found those are little.
Bro, this is the first time I've never looked up a recipe of a patty. I never have.
Oh, you just made your own patties, or?
Well, no. I mean, just to flip them and whatnot to get the temperature right, and then how many times I'm supposed to. I always just eyeballed it my entire life.
I do too.
And then this time it was no, I just did 7 minutes medium heat, flip once, called it, and they came out perfect. They were. I probably could have taken them off, maybe do one less each side, because they were a little overdone, but they weren't
so moist.
Yeah, they weren't cooked to shit good.
See, that's why I eyeball them, because I know I like them kind of. The baby birds.
Oh, little wing flaps.
I see all the baby birds.
Oh yeah.
Damn, they going to.
Yeah, it happened yesterday. They're little peeps changed into more of a chirp.
Yeah.
In the middle of the day, it was weird. They had their little peep, and all of a sudden, both of us looked over the nest because it was a different sound.
Yeah, one time the parent bird flew in there, and they started making a completely different noise. All of us was oh shit, they're maturing. I think that all their eyes are open But now,
Those dogs had 4 puppies the other day. French bulldogs. Because they're isolated, quarantined right now.
French bulldogs.
Yeah,
Huh?
2 males and 2 females.
Are they like breeding dogs? Like,
Yellow, yeah, they got their papers.
oh,
They're not cheap.
those are pretty penny then.
Yeah, they're not cheap. The females are.
Yeah, damn. Why didn't I ever get into something like dog breeding?
Because you had friends like Misty.
Oh yeah, that's true. Wouldn't allow that.
Oh no! Oh yeah, Missy.
Yeah. I've known people that are like, yeah, I kind of got a little nest egg like thing. I'm like, what do you? Oh, I have these dogs that are just worth $10,000 a piece, and I'm like, that's stupid. Like, what the fuck? But
Yeah,
I don't know. It's not stupid though. I wish I had thought this.
My old coworker just had a litter last summer. He sold each one for $5,000.
Yep.
God,
It wasn't just good though.
I just.
Yeah,
They
if
go
you get,
down
you
to
get
about
both if you get
2,500.
the male with their papers, then yeah.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to. They have a male and a female bulldog, so they didn't have to go to
A
the other
breeder.
person. Yeah. So they
So
just
they
got
get
them.
the full. Yeah, and that's what happened with him. He had the male and female, and so he got the full. He wasn't planning on it. Just timing happened where he fixed in time,
Yeah.
and he's
Okay.
like, "Well, get a litter of
Okay.
puppies."
Flatten the curb.
The curb, flatten the
Flatten the
curb.
curb.
Put your teeth on the curb.
We'll flatten it.
I wonder if the birds are noisy on the stream. They've got to be somewhat.
Probably just sounds like some like static
We're outside,
interference.
yeah.
Right?
This is mic sounds
I'm
kind of
thinking it's
shitty.
probably
Nah,
because
baby
they're
birds,
probably
man.
getting fed is what it is.
Yeah, for sure. They
Because that's when the mama and daddy leave, they get a little quiet.
they all make noise when because they're competing for the food, right?
Fuck you, nigga.
They apparently up to 100 times a day they'll get fed.
God damn.
So like they're just the birds are
all
starting to
they're doing.
double up where like one will be up there, one will come in and make like a couple little, the other one no, and then it jumps down and the other one flies up.
Yeah.
And they just go back.
You see Johnny's video of me feeding our spoiled dog at John's house?
I think so. When you were feeding
Nala?
Nala,
Yeah, that bitch is spoiled. So people at home, our friends, Chihuahua Pomeranian mix, Nala is a spoiled little bitch. We gave her a bowl of leftover chicken. She wouldn't eat it, and because we forgot that she has to be hand fed.
Oh my god.
Yep. So I was sitting there with hand
She doesn't
feeding,
have to be,
but
but
she'll,
she likes it that way. I feed her, and
Yeah.
she's like laying like this,
yeah.
and Bo's like holding the chicken, and she's eating it. She sit there like normal, and then she looks back up, and
Like
then
her head will
feed
be
her
almost,
a whole bowl
Yeah.
of fucking chicken.
yeah. I had to hand feed her.
What a little Chris.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Oh, she is. She's totally spoiled.
That's funny.
Yeah. No, her head back like this. I was messing with her. She'd go all the way back and like, where's my food? I'm like, you spoiled little bitch. I want someone to hand feed me.
I only did that to my cat once. She was in a cone and she was not eating.
Well, that's
while in the
different.
cone.
Yeah.
We figured it out, but I was like, I'm not gonna hand feed you this entire time.
Right. One time she didn't hand feed us when she steals my tri-tip. Yeah, she was
Well, I guess.
Someone have volume? Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
Just people
So I guess
talking.
Phoenix said she could hear the birdies.
I guess Chris isn't gonna show up, so I guess we'll just
Yeah, well.
do this without him. So, all right, we got 8 people on the stream. So,
Should I get into my articles?
yeah, in a second, let's just kind of
Okay.
open up here
Okay.
and
We're only like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's fine.
we just kind of talk about. I kind of want to just bring up and. Do you have the article? Do you have a article that talks about the newest like quarantine extension?
You can pull one up, but yeah, it's. I mean, pretty much saying that it's going until the end of May now. That's I think 6 counties have decided on
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
That's not from Newsom. That's our local government getting together. Because I believe I read last week that the mayor of San Francisco was talking about that's most likely going to get extended, and lo and behold,
And it did.
we are going till the end of May now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Open up safe space, says TJ. Yeah, thanks.
But is it really a safe space?
not here, my friend.
Who are you safe from? Not.
So yeah, so as it stands, the newest news for the quarantine is that we're now going to be in the shelter in place through the end of May, right? So into June, maybe we'll see. That's probably. I'm gonna think that's gonna get extended out, you know, because we keep getting dealt the fucking forward in Uno.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We're still out here advocating for freedom, right? We don't like that people's rights are being taken away, but if you think that staying in place and quarantining is the thing to do, then by all means, you should probably do that. We were just talking a little bit earlier about, you know, we've tried to be pretty consistent throughout this whole thing with our message, and that's that while we don't like our taken away, we also understand that this is your choice to choose what you do during this pandemic.
No, not is. I'm just gonna correct you. Just
yeah.
It should be your choice.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I'm just saying it should be. Yeah. It's not. It's not is.
It should be. It's right. Any of the information that we give you, like we're always been about trying to explain to everybody that like we're not the end all be all. Like, do your research and go out there and ultimately find out for yourself what you think you do. Because I am not a doctor, and chances are the things that I'm going to tell you are ill-guided at best. You know what I mean? So do your research, people. I don't like that. We're seeing a lot of these, like a lot of small businesses now starting to really suffer, and I'm seeing more and more of the businesses closing permanently.
Tons of restaurants are going under.
Yeah, and that's sad.
These are businesses that have been around since like the 60s and 70s too.
I've seen places, you know, Bakersfield, just places that are around here that you would know about. Restaurants that have been in there for you know 50, 60 years or whatever, and they're having to close.
They can't afford to stay open.
So what are we on? We're on day 43, right?
Yep.
Day 43 of being in quarantine. Was it action?
Yes.
What do they call it?
Quarantine, isolation.
And so at the end, we're going to be at what? Day 70, 80 if they don't renew it?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's insane to think of that way. You know what I mean?
The whole country just.
Yep.
Yeah, the economy is going to be hit so hard. Right now we've seen it, but like it's going to really hit hard by the end of May.
I read an article.
What up, Steve?
Tyson basically said that the food supply chain they're shutting down a lot of these processing plants, so just are not going to be able to get the food that they distribute, and there's going to be a shortage because of the shutdown.
I saw that too. They said the supply chain is breaking.
Yep.
A scary thing to think about.
Yeah. Not going to be able to get food.
Yeah, I can't remember. One of our friends did say something about that right away, and we don't even agree with the stuff that he talks about, but he said something about that. I wish I could recall exactly. He said something about as soon as some of these little things start getting affected, it branches up whatever the good is, whatever the good and services that they provide, then they go under. There's a shortage of those things, and then it's going to affect the bigger things that we have.
Like the manufacturing.
So I wish I could exactly phrase it the way he said it. It was really good.
Oh, he was talking.
Later, Phoenix. Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Same person.
I think Chris is on his way.
Oh, okay.
Well, if it's the same friend I was thinking about, he was talking about the auto industry.
Rhymes with Tim.
Trumpeteer? Different friend then. Our other buddy was talking about the auto industry. So think about this.
True.
All these new cars have been in development, not going to be released.
Right.
So they're going to be pushed back. That's money that they spent developing these cars, these new models.
Very good.
Yes, they're a big business, but dude, I mean, big business, small business are even being affected. AMC movie theater chain is a huge movie theater chain. They were talking not too long ago that they might go bankrupt.
Oh, God damn it.
What the hell?
That's well, okay, so Windows 10 it has a system just like every fucking thing else.
So when I said the B word?
No. So her name is the name of the Halo assistant. I'm not saying it on purpose because it'll activate her again. But you remember the female main lead in Halo that was in your program?
Did I accidentally
Her name starts with C. It rhymes with Shmor Shmama. Yeah, it's she's. I don't know if that'll.
Right, okay. It's more.
Yeah.
Horchata? Is that what?
All right, well, let's not get too deep into it
Yeah.
until he gets here.
All right.
So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess all I'm asking is, what do you guys think? What are some of the people in the chat? What do you guys think about having this extended? Do you think it's necessary? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's a bad idea? And why? Let us know.
You know what we think.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's talk about. Did you guys do anything special?
This is my second day of my weekend, so I've done nothing.
Did a live stream.
Did a live stream.
Yeah.
Did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came outside yesterday, at a decent hour,
Yeah.
and we just fucking stayed outside all day.
Yeah.
Roommates came out, and we all ate out here together.
Nice,
It was
very
really
nice.
cool. Little Cynthia came by yesterday.
Nice.
She came and had a burger.
Nice.
Yeah. That was cool.
Yeah. We did what? We did like a pistol thing yesterday. Fun.
Yeah,
Drills?
talk to me about that. You guys set up and run drills, and
So we did yesterday. We had a couple of guys come over, and a couple were a little bit less experienced. So I wanted to make sure that they got kind of a little bit up to speed kind of thing, training. So we brought out a bunch of the different handguns and went through them, demonstrated how to take them apart and how to run them and what they do, and safety, everything, like every aspect. And then basically after that, we kind of went through the stance. And then like what's acceptable, what's the right way to do it, a wrong way to do it, and then there's a better way to do it. So in other words, if your stance is fair and it's okay and it's safe and it's effective, then it's all right. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's necessarily wrong.
right.
If you're doing where you're leaning way back or something like that, it's wrong, right? And then the better way to advance it and start learning the science about where the recoil goes, and we've got into a little bit of that. And how to move and stuff like that. And then we did some drills after that, live fire drills, and practice some reloads, some shot plan, trigger control, or the reset. Let it, because a lot of guys don't know about do that. Pull it back, let it come back forward until you hear the click, and then you fire again.
Yeah.
We kind of went through some of that stuff. It was pretty fun.
Did you know the 1911 doesn't have that?
I've shot of 1911 quite a few times, but it would have been mostly 99% of that time would have been way before I was really in.
Before you would have known that.
Before I knew anything about that.
Back when you were tripper.
Probably, yes.
Yeah, that's even something that when I'm shooting a new gun, one that I'm like just trying out, I notice that I'll slap it a couple times. I'm like, all right, quit getting excited.
Right. You're just like, oh my god, yes.
I just want to send down range, And it's like, all right, fucking calm down, do what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm. So it was cool. Spent about, I don't know, maybe total 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it was a pretty long one. It was a nice day out.
Yeah, it was killer out yesterday. Fuck, those burgers came out so good.
Yeah, we got to kill a paper man. Yeah.
Paper targets.
Yeah, but he was effectively dead by the end of it.
Well, we shot steel and paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Paper's always fun because then you're acting at something.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Ah, fuck. There goes neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
You can sit in the back of the bus now.
Oh. We need to get.
Racist. We know.
Yeah, I am.
Let's get a seating situation here.
We need to go.
Let's see. I don't know. We're going to have to kind of figure this out.
I'm going to give Chris a hug for.
What up, Chris?
What up?
We doing way back.
Waiting. Waiting for you.
Why?
Is your bow?
And the cushions are inside, right?
Yeah, they're in the cabinet.
Bo, you scoot over just slightly. See how you're in the frame? There. Just prepping it for.
It's a little dusty and or spider web. I'm gonna cushion on it like that one.
Sure.
So it's actually
In the meantime, I'm gonna sit here.
Yeah, go ahead.
I sat there. There's cooties on it.
Anywhere within a 20-meter perimeter
Is Bo.
is Bo's cooties.
Right.
What's up, Bo?
How was your weekend?
My weekend? Who did I see this week?
This is Kyle. I'll just catch you up on what we were talking about.
Oh, one beach.
Nice.
Saturday. And it was crowded, man. It was crowded.
Yeah, actually, I can talk about that too later. Yeah, we're gonna talk about some similar.
Yeah, they did a whole new level of it. They're going to enforce everything.
Yep.
more.
So that's gonna be
Crazy.
the last time we probably at a beach for a good minute.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. We want $1,000 fine, I guess.
Dude, they can't stop you from going on.
Oh,
the
they
beach.
can't. Just like they can't stop us from going outside the house.
So Jamie barbecued Helen this weekend. His weekend's still in effect right
Right,
now.
it's
Actually.
getting this way, I guess.
I mean,
That would be
They
easier. I
cooked.
guess.
They barbecued. They barbecued. Valerie had a fun time.
yeah.
Jamie had a fun time. Leave it there. And then we did we did some bonfires this weekend. A little more. You guys push it back slightly too.
He's in.
And then we did a full on like a pistol clinic, a little training kind of thing yesterday.
There we go.
Did some live fire, did like a lot of safety and stance and etiquette of how to shoot and stuff. So I went and did that. He also, when we were shooting the Glock, someone that's familiar with the Glock is how to take it down is you reach in and you grab those two ends and you make sure the trigger's depressed. You pull it back, hey, so little, right? And then it'll slide right forward. Well, when we were showing the two guys that were, less experienced, they didn't understand, that the reason why I'm having them do that is because if you're shooting and something happens, you need to take it apart real quick to fix it. Type 3, right?
Yeah.
Through a failure, how to do that. Well, sure enough, we were shooting fucking reloads that we already knew that they're questionable.
Reloads.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we knew already that there might
Fucking eyeballs him like.
No,
"Yeah,
no,
we
no,
got it."
No.
All right,
not
we'll
at
get
all.
into that later.
no. That was one batch that he had done during, like he's had for years. Like, it's,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So what happened is it fire and the slide doesn't go back and nothing happened. So I got it from the guy and pulled it back. The shell ejected. And so now I'm thinking squib. Squib is basically where the bullet gets stuck in the barrel and the shell, sometimes they do slightly eject, the stovepipe or something, but it sounded different, sounded weird. Pulled out the magazine. I was like, oh, okay. Twice through the day, the 2 times. And I was on it. Like I was making sure it was a pretty good sized drill bit and you just slammed it on some metal at the field and it popped right out. But yeah, so basically what could happen if you don't recognize that happened, there's 2 things that could happen. You could fire your next round and it'll push it. The other thing that's likely is that you pull the trigger and it turns into a small bomb. So it could be very dangerous.
I've seen people firing like fucking and like Enfields and shit, the wood stock ones, and just turn into fucking splint when they get a square.
Oh yeah.
And
so
it's terrifying.
It's really good to know while you're shooting. And with Glocks, I've never had a problem with ammo ever. When it's factory ammo, reloads I fired through there, I've never had a problem. This is just a bad batch of fucking shitty reloads that were just, when someone was learning how to do it. And so that was it's real dangerous, but we went through them.
How did you identify the squib? How did you?
Well,
how
I
did
just
you
explained
realize?
it. So when we shot, it did not, the slide did not operate at all.
Okay.
It sounded slightly different, and I was watching directly the guy doing it. And I go, well, look, and I pulled out the magazine, racked it back. When I racked it back, there was a shell still in the chamber.
Okay.
The second time it happened, it was slightly in the chamber, slightly not. It's kind of like weird little crack in
like
the
extractor
slide.
didn't quite
It
grab
didn't
it.
do it. Yeah, and so I popped that off, pulled off the slide, looked in the barrel, and sure enough, you couldn't see daylight.
Way to be on that.
Oh,
shit.
bro, on it, bro. I checked it. About 2 others questionable.
Yeah.
Like the other thing is if you're a close pistol, you would see the dirt splat, or if you're hitting the metal, you would hear the metal hit, right? So a couple of those times when we're shooting at the paper targets, I didn't dirt splat, so I would pull it off real quick. Like if it hit directly behind it, I'm like, oh, okay, So a lot of it was visual too.
Okay.
But yeah, it definitely sounded slightly different. But yeah, that blow up your gun.
That's some excellent fucking range
Thanks,
master
bro.
shit right there. That's
Thanks,
badass.
Yeah, we were trying to keep everyone safe.
Because I've still never encountered a squib in real life. I've seen it happen on YouTube and shit. I've seen what happens if you keep pulling that fucking trigger.
Well, we had a great training exercise unintentionally yesterday.
Yeah.
So we had 2 of them. And the other guys running Glocks are all running factory ammo, and they had no problems.
Yeah, so I mean,
And they even sounded, the others, I don't know if you noticed the difference. Well, you didn't because you didn't really shoot it, but I just noticed the difference between shooting the stuff that we were shooting. It felt like the powder was a lot less. And that's what it was. When he made that batch back in the day,
hot enough.
it just, there wasn't enough powder in them. Yeah. So that was it. I asked him a couple different questions too, like, do you think because it wasn't crimped enough? I think it was this. And he's all, no, it's probably just not enough powder.
Yeah.
So don't reload.
Yeah. Well, he's also got another better reload thing now, I believe, that holds the powder and measures it.
He has a whole different operation. These are shit.
Yeah.
He's had these for years.
I think the one now he could just set it and then.
So what he was using before is he had like about 100, 200 rounds of these. He's using before is when you put together a new slide or whatever, you'd run a couple rounds and check it, make sure it was running. Why
cycles?
Yeah, breaking in the new gun. So it made sense with that. So it's like you can make it last. Well, yesterday all the fucking gun stores are closed. We were like, do you have any junk ammo? And he's like, and we're like, fuck it, let's do it.
Let's run it.
Yeah. So it was a good training exercise, for the guys to see what a squib is, what it looks like, and how to fix it.
I've seen I have one really good squib story that I've seen that you can find it on the internet if you look for it. It's like a 8-inch revolver, and fucking all 6 rounds are in the barrel. And it's a side section, like they cut it, and every single slug is fucking buried into the butt of the other one, and it's just a solid lead where you can see every fucking
fuck.
It's insane.
Wow.
Like,
I
I encourage all of you to look it up because it's fucking, like, you see it and you're like, I don't know how that guy still has.
Right.
Well, we hope that he does, all right?
Yeah.
I don't think it blew.
Isn't this how Brandon Lee passed away, or he got
Yeah,
shot?
so that was
similar, right?
No. So what that was, they were firing blanks, and blanks still have a front, So that wad that was on the front of the blank got caught in the barrel, and then when they went next run, instead of cleaning the gun and checking it, they went and they fucking shot it, and it fucking shot into his. I think it was the abdomen or something like that. Yeah. So I mean, something got stuck in the barrel. Yes, slightly different. If it was the actual round, that would be crazy. So,
yeah, well, because there's still shrapnel that comes out.
Sure,
of the blank,
there's still stuff.
I mean?
All right, so so you went to now again you were just the beach and you had fun.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah,
Up and down the pier. I mean, there was a lot of people there, and most was wearing masks.
Was it in Santa Cruz or?
It was Santa Cruz. So we went from across the street from the boardwalk. There's parking there,
right?
So we walked along the boardwalk down the pier, walked to the end of the pier, store there, and
was everything closed, kind of?
Yeah, everything, all the rides. All that section of the boardwalk was completely closed. There was no shops open.
Right.
Now, on the opposite side of the boardwalk, there are some shops there, and they were open. There was people sitting up front and kind of hanging out.
Huh. Interesting.
But yeah, I mean, to me, it seemed it was kind of spread out, like staying away from each other. It didn't seem like people wanted to like congregate together.
I'm finding it really weird, like the environment that I'm finding myself in, like, cause I'll be at work, right? And I have to work in the shop there. Like, I'm with other employees, and like people, it's almost like, we will distance ourselves from other clients, but like from each other, we won't. It's like, it's a weird, like, almost like it doesn't really matter, but then we step outside and it's like, all right, hold up, buddy, hold up.
It's safer outside.
Well, think of it this way: if you were gonna get it from your coworker,
Oh yeah. We would have all gotten it.
Exactly.
Right? Well, no, I mean, they could still come in contact with somebody like today, and you could get.
Oh
tomorrow.
yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's still possible.
Sure.
I mean,
but for the most part, if everyone is like not
if we're
coming
all
into contact with groups of people, then it should be fine.
If we're all staying with the same groups, and we should eventually see.
It's all bullshit.
And honestly, that's what it's come down to. It just comes like control. That's all it's come down to. Because honestly, like, okay, so here, let me give you an example why this isn't going to work. Not work.
Please do.
Okay, so yesterday, my wife and I decided we're gonna put flowers around our patio, right? So we went to Home Depot. When we got to Home Depot, there were around roughly 25 to 50 people in line practicing the social distance religion. And so they're all bowing to Costco. And so we decided we don't want to pray today. So we decided to go across town to Lowe's. Now, when we got to Lowe's, the parking lot was completely packed. There were people walking around with no masks. There was no employees at the door screening anybody. There was there was hand sanitizer, but you can tell like it had been gone through and everything was knocked over. It was like completely dirty.
So like they just didn't give a fuck.
Nobody gave one fuck.
All right, Lowe's is the place to go.
So this is why the social distancing and essentials, giving yourself a freaking title, it's not going to work. And
the status love titles.
If this is really a pandemic, then those hospitals that are not filled right now would be filled with people.
And we would be in California. We'd be over 50,000. We're not at 2,000 people dead in California.
Power and control.
It's like 1,700 something. It's so low.
Think about it. Like, okay, so now
the most populated state.
Congress gave or the Fed gave the government $6 trillion, right?
Yeah, printed.
Yeah. Now they're telling hospitals, patients who are diagnosed get X amount of dollars to your hospitals. Wouldn't they start?
Oh yeah, it's like right under $40,000 per patient.
Yeah,
I mean that's an incentive
to say that to let people die or get it,
or die or get it, right? You know, we're gonna treat this person.
It's like 39 something
this amount of
dollars
per case
that the hospital reports.
But the hospital pays tons more out.
Oh sure, absolutely, yeah.
The hospitals, our healthcare system is going to lose.
Well, if that's what you want to call it.
Socialism in any form, either temporary or long term, does not work for free people.
Yep.
Sorry, folks.
Yep. That's why it should always count to everyone should be like understanding that they're self-owning themselves and their own property and that they are an individual, and that's what they should be doing. Where James is saying they should be able to make their own choice if they want to self-isolate or not. Right. That's an individual knowing that they own themselves and their own family, that should be the way that they make their decisions, not a government pointing a gun at your head telling you have to whatever, or they're going to shoot you.
Get sick, right? We don't want to get sick. We don't want to get anybody sick. Of course, we're going to take doctors' recommendation, to either isolate or cover our face. I mean, wash your hands. Just regular, normal hygiene that we should be practicing every day, which most people don't. Needs a problem. I mean, just be more hygienic.
See, the problem is too, though, that we're getting different doctors saying different things. I mean, do we listen to the government doctors because they're part of government?
No.
There's other doctors out there that saying this is not working and that we're actually delaying.
I'm listening to the medical facts. I'm looking for medical facts. I'm not looking for somebody's opinion on how long it's going to last. I'm looking for hard facts.
Looking at numbers, right?
Numbers.
But that's the thing. I think that's the problem with online journalism. It's like Bill Burr has
There's
that
no
one bit.
accountability.
You just go to www.right.com and you pull up some other fact that supports what you think.
Right. Well, look at liberals.
But there's going to have supporters.
They do it all the time.
I know. But what I'm saying is that like the problem with this,
we do research. We give you
can
facts.
always find a contradicting report to anyone.
Right,
you can always find one that says the opposite
opinion.
So that's
why it's called politics.
Going back exactly what I said, like in the very beginning of this show, I was like, we are here to tell you what our stance is, and our stance has always been do your fucking research. Like I said, anything that I'm going to tell you, I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
Why would you listen to me, right? We're here expressing a point of view.
The problem with trying to go by facts right now is we don't have all the facts because they're not.
Because the facts you get from this website are different from this website.
I challenge you, go look up the infected and the death rate, right? Where do they show the recovered? They don't.
Most of the places don't.
Well, I mean, they're not reporting the amount of people
it
recovered because that would throw their numbers off.
I'm sure you can find.
Now, I'm going to say something that's even more radical than what they're on. I don't give a shit if you're infected, if you're not infected, if you don't know, it still should be up to you to go do whatever you want, as much as it should be up to the individual that owns an establishment or a house or whatever to let you come and go or do business or associate with them, right? It still should be up to them, the individual.
I agree.
And that's where I come from.
I agree. Yeah, that if you are a small business or any business, right? If you business, it should be up to you to decide how you want to protect or expose, however you want to look at it, your employees and your clients. But it's the state's job to come in and tell you that you have to do it one way or the other.
Right, and it should be up to that individual. If you have a business and you want to put someone out front to screen it, or if you want to shut your business or just open it up or make them wear masks or not wear masks, maybe it's just gloves, right? That should be up to the individual. It should be up to the individual business owner. It should be up to the individual homeowner to let people come in or go or not, right? Like it should be that. It should be up to the individual always to make their own for themselves, not this collective bullshit that we deal with today.
I don't understand. Like, what the fuck is the big deal?
It's the people who cried aloud.
Yeah, it's definitely about the people that cried loudest, but I mean, we all have been conditioned since before World War II to be mind controlled basically through the media. I mean, everything is pumping out to listen to the state. You know, World War, they'd have ads about paying your taxes is your duty to protect you from fucking Germans. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the crap that we've been spoon-fed our entire fucking lives. And you people, not you necessarily, but people in general, don't see that, like, when the government's doing what they're doing right now, how is that not just straight up mind control? All you have to do is, like Bo said, is just look at the fucking numbers. It ain't shit. The flu killed way more. Fucking crazy.
Every 25 seconds, someone dies in a car accident.
We have never had a country shut like this, ever.
This isn't the pandemic that we were promised, Johnny.
There's no zombies.
Well,
this is literally not the pandemic that they said.
Do you guys
the
think
numbers don't support shutting down business like this?
All right, so check this out. I have a question. This is something that I've been wondering. This is our generation. This is the closest thing I think we've ever seen to like a bubonic plague, right? In my lifetime, I've never seen anything like this with the state shutting down, all that kind of stuff, right? So, in the same tune that "Ring Around the Rosie," the child's nursery rhyme, you guys know that's about the bubonic plague.
Right.
The whole pocket
I didn't remember it was that one, but I got plague. Yeah.
So, pocket full of posies is because when there are a bunch of dead bodies in the streets, it would help you not to smell bad, right? It's also what they would have herbs and stuff in the
those plague masks that look like a crow face.
So I'm wondering if, like, do you think any obscure like TikTok videos or Instagram story videos or any of these like songs about COVID-19 that people are making, like stay inside, wash your hands, all that, wear a mask? Do you think that maybe eventually one of those will be like kind of the same story where it's like it's a children's nursery, but then like there are adults that know that there's actually a very dark meaning behind it? Do you see any of that happening with today's modern, like, with the way that we have all putting out content?
I don't know. It's.
I think it'll be about jokes, like the same way that people made fun of swine flu or bird flu or stuff. I think it'll just end up being more of that.
Okay.
I think it's just a different time than when that came out.
I think maybe the art of vocabulary or visual effects will be like the storytelling.
So I found a good article here. This is April or so, a couple of days back. You know, the Wisconsin Department of Health released for the first time Friday their percentage of COVID-19 by recovery status. For the first time since this started, they released recovery rate.
Okay. Wow.
So tell me how we to get the facts when no one's releasing the recovery date.
So that means that if now these recovered cases are going to be subtracting from the deaths they should be, then that means all the numbers that we have on deaths and survival are completely fucked.
Well, let me tell you why this is completely inaccurate in every way. So there's the affected, right? There's the recovered, and then there's the deaths. And that order is how they list it, right? What we do not know is how many people have actually been infected, and they've kicked this a long ago. So that number of infected and recovered clearly, because that goes to is way more than what they're reporting. So definitely way more people got what is being reported. However, the death number, so whatever that number, let's say the infected number, it's probably seriously 5 times that number. Probably 5 times that number, whatever it was of the cases. Now then think about what that recovery is compared to the dead.
Yeah, here's another one.
And then very many.
Nothing is happening. It's a fucking flu.
So here we go. Here's another one. Early estimates predict that the overall COVID-19 recovery rate is between 97 and 99.75%.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. This is what I just
like
fucking
I said. They are not really.
And if the numbers went up even higher, I was saying it could drop that number even more, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you go to CNN or something. I mean, you have the opposite numbers to support the other.
But they're not really. My point is,
well, because
the
that's what they
government's
do.
most likely.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Cut off, brother.
That's what I'm.
Actually, CNN says most people will recover from it.
Yeah, the kinds of like Jamie was saying, opposing opinions out there. You know,
it's hard to make up
shelter in place. Why we shouldn't?
Oh, I just told you straight up. The way to look at it is not the way that it's saying. I'm saying the number of infected is at least 5 times what that number is being reported. So therefore, the recovery number is insane, and the death number is still what it is because they can't really fake that. Even if they're in, still the people did die, right? Like even if it wasn't that. So look at that number. It'd be under 99%.
Yeah, you know, I was in a couple different over the last few weeks, and there isn't really anything going on. Any different.
We had one of our own freedom fighters go and visit those overflow places and film them to me, and throughout Central California, and they were completely abandoned. Nothing.
So here we go. This is from this is on CNN, but this is also from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. Most people with COVID-19 have mild illness, recover at home without medical care, while severe cases often receive supportive care in the hospital. So tell me how this is going to overwhelm.
It's no different than a flu.
It's really not. I think we're being misled now.
Yeah. Well, just you check this out. Like, if you just knew the details, like the basic numbers, concept of what's going on, right? But then you unplug from the media completely and just, like Chris is saying, use proper hygiene. What else is there? Nothing that we can do. No one can, like, there's no way you're going to keep yourself from getting it. You probably already. I
mean, you can wear your mask and stuff like that.
That's not going to stop it.
Some protect event. I mean, like I said, if the virus is what it was, we're going to get it, and there's not going to be anything that we're going to be able to do.
Did you guys see his post about it?
Yep.
He had it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like
he has immunity to it.
He had it and he recovered from it.
Yeah.
That means he sat right next to him. Like there's no way we didn't already have this.
Yeah.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, maybe you're just tuning in. I don't know, or
Mr.
whatever.
Danger.
He's a guest host for the podcast, and we wish him well. Man, we're glad he was recovering well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is like last year.
Oh yeah, he's already recovered. He's been sick so fucking long.
Well, he got his test back recently.
So he got 2 tests.
When did he take the test? The original one.
So he got the nose one where they showed up there.
Negative.
Came back negative, right?
Yeah.
And they also did a test to see if he had the antibodies in the system, which he already does.
So he was
sick last year.
He already had it.
Yes.
Which I would argue that almost everyone already did as well.
I'm pretty sure that I did.
I'm pretty sure I had that high fever
like in December, late November,
January.
Dude, I was so. Remember, we were doing the podcast again, and I couldn't come. I was so sick. Yeah, I was sick.
I was out
for. I was sick for like 2 months.
It was right after I moved in here, and I remember like it was. I was still dealing with the position at work and all that sort of stuff because the holidays were kind of crazy.
Yeah. And
then this whole thing, like, that was out of work and he was like the most valuable worker there, like, because he could do the most. And so, like, they needed me to help fill in. And I'm like, I got 101 feet. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, I can't come in like this.
Yeah.
And so, and they didn't. They were like, yeah, don't even bother. Just you stay home.
Getting into the mental perspective on it as well is like if you're that scared of death and you're a germaphobe or you're that scared of someone robbing you or whatever the hell it is, right? Like, of course you're going to be more reactive to it. You're going to be freaking out about the whole thing more, right? So I would just be like, if you are someone that's spiritual and you have a religion, if you are someone that has a different mindset, like more like a police or a fire or a paramedic, a medical, a military mindset, you shouldn't be scared. You're facing death every fucking day. If you have a religion, you shouldn't be worried about it. Like, you're promised an afterlife, right? Like, there's all these different ways to look at this, that you should not be scared as you are over a fucking flu. And this is my opinion. Doesn't mean this is nothing that anyone else is saying. That's just the way I look at it. One of the good ones I like was a samurai. It's like, you should always, every day, this is out of Hawk. I'm going to loosely quote it, but it was like, you should daily visual yourself torn apart by arrows, burning in a fire, great earthquake, swallow you up in the earth, a sword cutting you, dying. All you should focus death in every way. So therefore, when death arises in your face, you're comfortable facing it. That's the way you should mentally go about it.
That's a cool philosophy.
Choose to live your life, not fucking fear it.
Yeah,
and that's a slight variation of that. But Bo is like, just enjoy your life. And we said this from one of this quarantine stay-at-home bullshit, is that, dude, if you're gonna fucking die anyways, right? Well, might as well be enjoying yourself and hanging out with your friends and loved ones and family.
They don't want us to overwhelm the hospitals. We can't have freedom. If the hospitals are overwhelmed, what's wrong with you?
Well, since he
The
brought
only
up,
place that's happened, the only place that happened was in New York, allegedly.
so since we're
Where the
bringing up
hospitals-
freedom, I want to read this article.
Go ahead.
So to bring back how I told you, you're probably not going to be able to eat for a good minute. Newsom is to collaborate with the California Highway Patrol, State Park Patrols, and other agencies to enhance them. San Mateo County had previously issued an order allowing people to only do activities within 5 miles of their home. On Lindamar Beach in Pacifica, the police officers contacted 853 beachgoers
There's all your
and
all your money.
535
There
off.
goes all your money right there. All
So
your
you didn't
small
believe me.
business money, all that unemployment that we're gonna give you. That's where it's gonna go to.
Well, you're
Gonna-
gonna,
They're
I might
gonna
get arrested.
they're gonna pay for cops to
Down.
Dude, they're not gonna stop us all. You're not gonna stop us all. That's just mine.
I don't know. They stopped the economy pretty well, and they fucked a lot of businesses.
Well, only because
Big
people are.
businesses.
But when people get on,
It could be. This
Well,
I would
love
love
this.
this.
I haven't
catching
seen
on,
it.
dude.
Same.
The people who are doing this are gonna be voted out.
dude, listen to the scan. I heard a shit ton over the weekend. People reporting each other.
Not true.
It's not.
Yeah.
true.
So
You're
the
right.
whole,
You're-
this
right.
this weekend we heard sheriff's department,
Responding
the same county we live in, Santa Clara, heard the whole weekend. Oh, there's kids driving. 2 kids are riding motorcycles in. It's their family. They
There's
live
kids
there.
on go-karts.
The call was concerned spread of the coronavirus. And that was just one of 20 calls that I get. Oh, there's a couple people that are barbecuing in their backyard. The caller heard them in, worried about the spread of the coronavirus. They live there, it's their fans.
Well, don't you know it mixes in with the barbecue?
Right, yeah.
Smoke
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
farther.
Yeah.
It incubates in the smoke, and then once it lands on you, it's just
When people have replaced their religion,
Well, I mean,
and
everything,
everything-
right?
when everyone has replaced their religion and their principles upon relying on the government and turn their fucking daddy, that's where everything's gone, and that's why everyone's reporting. It's always look to the government, and that's why voting won't change, because people have learned through education that it should be about you owning yourself. Until they learn that, it's not going to change, because you have the conservatives that fake speak about, we can all see with about how government is the problem and government should get out of the way, but yet they're the first people to go on the bandwagon and support Trump on this shit. And then you have liberals that always look at big government all the fucking time as their only answer, right? So that's not going to change time fucking soon. So it takes the few people that are independent minded and believe in freedom. Those people should be speaking and being louder than they ever have been, in my opinion. It's the only way it's going to change.
Yeah, but what happens when they ban that? Just like they have, actually.
They already have banned it.
Yeah, it says days after hundreds of protesters converged in the state capitol to oppose the state order, the California Highway Patrol said it won't issue permits for further demonstrations on the street anywhere in California. This ban on large public events in place until health officials decide it's safe for people to gather. So here we go. There's our First Amendment right taken away.
Mm-hmm. Well, there you go.
Well, that just backed up what I said. It should be about the individual understanding that it's their responsibility to take care of themselves through self-ownership, individualism, voluntarism, non-aggression principle. That's how the Indians operate, not looking to government, which is the guys that granted you those fucking rights of speech. And that proves that the Constitution doesn't mean anything. It proves that the governing class are actually the ones controlling everything. It has nothing to do with the Constitution.
Think about who's getting taken care of right now. Like, who has a job? Who is getting paid to be, no matter what happens? Think about like who's protected, whose job who will never lose a job, and I mean it's pretty clear. I mean every government worker is getting a paycheck right now to be home. They're going to take care of their people first. You know, there's a lot of non-essential people. We saw that during the last shutdown. We did a lot of people.
Non-essential described as government.
Yeah.
Just clarify.
Paper pushers or whatever. Whatever. You know, they cut those jobs and sent them home, and those are people we didn't pay for. See, here's the flip side of it. This is going down, and those people are getting paid, and those people are going to protect their paychecks. And I'm sure, I think there's over 1 million American U.S. employees, something like that. So, I mean, we're funding that. I mean,
the number's still going.
How big our government has gotten. It's so big that Washington has spread its humble beginnings on Capitol Hill, and it's in every state. There's a FBI, Homeland Security,
NSA.
Department of Transportation, all these U.S. governing bodies in every single state. And this is how government grows. This is how government becomes, and how it costs us, why it costs us so much money.
And tell me where this money for us to come from too, because I looked that up too, and just 1 week, the last week of March, okay, just in 1 week, over 10 million people applied for unemployment.
Yep.
1 week.
Jesus Christ.
Oh,
One
week.
week.
$6 trillion. That should pay for a lot of unemployment. For a lot of other
maybe
things
short term,
too.
but not long term. This ain't gonna help.
No, dude. Our economy is already.
It's fucked.
Our economy already is destroyed. We haven't felt the effects yet. We'll feel the effects in either at the end of next or the month after that.
Yeah.
That's when people are going to start doing crazy shit.
Yeah. I think we got here. I said that
is-
at the end of May. I think is going to be
This
really.
is not, and this is not because of this. This is because of government.
Government shutting down
I'm
everything.
telling you right now, this is not because of a virus. It's because our government has decided to shut down our economy and stop us from working and doing the things that we need to do to keep our nation moving. You know, I believe it in the spirit of volunteering for things, and I know that spirit alive and well somewhere out there, and people will start helping their neighbors. I mean, I think that's the most thing, is that we don't try to help somebody across on the other side of the continent, that we try to help somebody close to home, you know?
Oh, then you also have we're giving what? How many $10 to undocumented people? Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're.
Phoenix is back.
Well,
What's up, Phoenix?
I don't agree that maybe that everybody who comes here should get a health care. But I mean, if it truly is a virus, I don't know. Dude.
But it's our job to
know.
like take care of everybody.
It's
We get rid of the wrong fucking people.
I mean, dude,
but we're gonna spend more money.
Dude. God, it's such a mess, and it's all caused by government taking our money in the first place.
But Daddy Newsom.
Well, it started way before that, but yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
way before that.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking current.
What was the articles you had were on?
Oh,
the
those
subject?
I've read pretty much all of them.
Those were all of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I just had that tweet talking about Donald Trump. So I got this, and then this is a classic example of like, we all know that like we're not Trump supporters. Okay.
Okay.
Now, let's say something that's pro-Trump here because I agree with what he said. All right.
It must be funny because there's no way.
Well,
it's Biden, bro.
it's actually it's.
Wait.
I can find it.
Biden?
Let him.
Biden said it. Yeah.
It's gotta be funny.
So what do you? Oh, it fucking went away. The gist of it. He said that like testing is going to be a thing. Testing is what we need to do, and he said the president, Donald Trump, he said could have escalated the testing process much more quickly, but he hasn't. And what he's put all that responsibility on the governors. I feel like all the Joe Biden supporters are like, yeah, fucking stick it. And what I'm reading when I
So it
read
wasn't
that,
what he said. I get what
yeah,
you're saying.
thing is, so he took the federal government control away and gave it back to the
To
state. Hey, all right, that's a step in the right direction. If you
That's
ask
what it's
me.
supposed to be.
Now it's going to make all the Democrats upset, right?
Oh, of
Because
course.
now it sounds like I'm supporting Trump, but then I'm trying to say, fuck the orange man. He likes him anyway. But I'm just saying, like, can we not give him credit when he does something that resembles non-tyranny? Like, I don't know. Like,
Well, to me, it would be like to damper on that whole thing is that the
No,
fucking
please
federal
do.
government just said okay for the local government to control you.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
It's kind of like saying.
But I get what you're.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's all terrible.
it leans
Kim
more
Il-
towards what the founders intended.
Il-
Saying, yes.
Il Jung spared your family, but it's still.
Did Kim Jong Un or what actually die? Do we know this yet?
No, well,
It's
no.
unconfirmed.
I love the memes where he's like, they did like the Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah.
No, so what the North Korean is showing us proof of life is a letter he wrote.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I just was curious.
Yeah.
So far, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's China and Japan. There's two journalism sources from that are saying he's dead, but it's always reportedly dead after heart surgery, where he had
That's
to
what I
be then
heard.
placed in a vegetative state, or he is in a vegetative state because of it. But
They're trying to figure
North
out.
Korea is so
whether or not to pull the
secretive,
plug.
it's
That's
gonna
what
help
they're
you out.
and then his
Fuck,
sister
do we pull the
apparently.
plug?
Well, she's just
Fuck, they're gonna kill all of us.
Sister's just as bad or even worse than he is.
Well,
Is she hot though?
she's completely brought up in the the People's Republic of North Korea.
she's like
There,
way
The
liberal.
People's Republic, I love how they call it that.
Care the people.
Ugh.
She's gonna be there.
Well, I'll say the only reason I like Trump is the entertainment.
Evita, what was that movie?
Can't even.
Yeah.
No.
Madonna was in it.
Where the
No,
fuck did
really?
that just come from?
No.
My
It's
favorite.
music related, bro. Come on.
Well, we were talking about Norway. You said Argentina.
Yeah, but the sister is gonna be like they're.
Oh, okay. I
It's gonna
didn't
say
hear that
that.
part. Yeah, I was just like, where did that come
You need it back. My favorite Trump quote from this whole thing is when he talked about how contagious the contagion is.
Smooth.
I was like, oh. Actually, no. My other one is there's people who are dying that have never died before.
Oh, that's a good. So I like his one that I like is that one that's like people get on like coffee megs.
Yeah.
Coffee mugs. I said that kind of weird, but it says like it's like for your mom or your dad or whatever. And it's like you're really the best mom, just terrific, way better than all other moms. I mean, just incredible. The best. Like it's he said something like that. I forget what it was about, but yeah, it's like they put like your mom.
Sounds like the Rucka Ali song where he does the
fucking
Trump
hilarious.
song,
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, see,
Yeah.
what I'm actually
I
hoping.
was born
with
in
the
my
dog.
own hospital. It was the greatest you could imagine by the doctor that I bought. And he said, Donald, thank you.
The hell is that?
Rucka Ali.
Oh,
So I would actually love this is true because you know how he talked about injecting disinfectant or whatever. So he came out and said he was being sarcastic and trolling the reporters. I so hope that's true because that would just show how stupid fucking people are.
I
I never actually saw his.
that whole.
I know the memes from it,
listened
but
to
I didn't hear
I
it.
listened to it, and what I heard was talking to the doctor, asking her if those things were possible. So I don't know
anything about
I don't know if that was funny or him being real or what.
Well,
but
I so hope
no matter, dude, the guy sounds like a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
That sounds so stupid.
Well, so there's two arguments that are out there right now, and there's people that are Trump apologetics, right? That are saying, hey, like he clearly was talking and brainstorming something. Literally, everyone's like, he said to inject Lysol and then fucking put a unit up your ass. Right? That's what people are saying, and it's like, well, then all the Trump apologetics come in. They say, well, I'm really sorry that you heard all of this, but here's what he actually said. And then there's the people that are like, why do you have to apologize every time this guy opens his mouth? Are you tired of this yet? So it's ongoing.
There's me over here being like, fuck all these statists. You shouldn't be listening to any of them. That's why I don't even know anything about it. I don't listen to them.
Yeah, I cut out all the
Fuck them.
all the political posts that were on like people who post political. I fucking snoozed them.
Oh yeah.
So I don't see anything besides fucking butterflies.
But tell me you didn't do that to Tim though.
Huh? I did it to Tim.
Go look at his shit today, bro.
Man.
The
It's
180.
so entertaining.
180,
I
bro.
saw it.
Yeah,
Two of them.
It's so entertaining.
Dude,
Dive
184 posted are just completely opposite. It's tyranny. It's all this. It's fake.
Yep.
Dude, go look.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just visit it. You don't have to undo
Yeah,
it. Just you will be shocked.
So all my Facebook friends had posted anything that had to do with either side.
So anyone,
Anything political,
Right.
that either freedom or
Right.
tyranny, I didn't want to see it.
so all you freedom supporters out there troll anyone about it and they change their tune, just put hashtag all of a sudden and laugh at the post.
Yeah.
See, when Tim stopped posting, I was missing it because every post that I got to write, you're a scared little bitch. Stop being a scared
No,
little
that's
bitch.
you being mean, but I was just calling out the facts.
No, the funny thing is
you
I
can't
got
just
like a
flip
lot
it
of
like
laugh
that
reactions.
within 1 month because
He's
the
got a good
government
sense
didn't
of
get your
humor
back.
about it.
Basically.
Not from him, but a lot of his
Oh,
Facebook
from his
friends.
friends.
They were laughing at my comments.
See, if you govern your life on principle and you stay true to that, you're not going to become a hypocrite.
You always fly straight. You know
But
what
when
I mean?
you,
Like, that's how it goes.
when you let the gray, we've talked about this. There's the black and white, and then there's the gray area. When you let the gray area come in, then you can become a hypocrite very easily.
Very easily.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to, like outside of nonsense, other than like just what you did this weekend? Anything new?
I'm still
Any
working,
fun?
man.
Yeah?
It's crazy. There's yeah. Oh, it's been exciting.
I'm still working too. When it comes to, I guess they've so that we can continue working like continuously at the shop at our warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
So we, as far as I know right now, for a little while. So.
You know what the funny thing is? I told Johnny this. I'm making more money on employment than I was working.
Well, it's because there's a stimulus.
The
involved with
$600
this,
extra a week.
God, see, I should have just fucking done that. I could have had a savings account by now.
So,
But no, I gotta work.
yeah.
Dude, somebody actually got like between him, his wife, having kids, they have like over $6,000 in their bank account.
Well, so the most you can
gonna
make on
come from
unemployment per week
somewhere,
is $450, right?
Beautiful.
So I signed up so they take the tax off, so I don't have to pay at the end of the year or whatever. Paying $377 a week. Well, then you add on that $600 extra week. I'm making $1 a week. That's $400 more than I was making.
It's insane, man.
Like I'm trying to look
out
at
a
it.
lot of money. I'll stay home. I mean,
So,
Yeah.
Jack says, what do you all think of the month of sit and play, shelter in place?
Fuck that shit.
So we talked about that. We want to hear you think about it.
Yeah.
We from the beginning,
bullshit, bro.
we thought it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's bullshit. It has very little to do with anything regarding this pandemic. In my opinion, it's more of a control thing because once they start taking away your rights, they don't have to give them back and they can keep taking them. But we've also always on the side of if you think that sheltering in place is the right thing to do, then you should absolutely. We are not doctors. So if that's what you decide is the best thing, take the information that you can get at your disposal, make the decision yourself, and what you think is the right thing to do. We don't really care. It's like you should be allowed to do what you want to do. And if you think sheltering in place is the right thing to do, then you should do that. I'm not going to fucking harp on you for it. Me personally. Other people are.
Just like the money thing. Like, if you have to take the money, understandable. But, I mean, I haven't taken anything, and I probably not going to.
Oh, I took that shit.
Yeah, but, I mean, if you need it, then take it. Like,
well, it's
Johnny,
mine. It's mine, sure, so Johnny, I wanted it.
Yeah, so I know that Johnny took it because it's principle. You know, it's a principle thing.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, the thing is with that, it's easily justifiable to take because it is our money. You know?
That's the way I look at it.
So either way,
any fucking check I ever get from the government is not coming in fund I don't already have topped off with more money than they fucking sent me. You know what I mean? I look at it.
Yeah.
Well, here's the way I look at it: is on principle, we're in debt 22 or 23.
It's 23 or 24 right now.
So,
but there's
that's what they tell us.
Yeah.
They tell us, but from what I hear, and
we're over 30 trillion.
From what I hear, it's way over $100 trillion.
If you're going to go into every heard that too, like with China and everything.
Yeah. So we're already in debt that amount of money.
It doesn't even exist.
So the money that they're giving us, it's not even.
It's not money. It's printing paper.
Imaginary money.
There's
money.
Yeah. It's like having $100 in your bank account and you're $20,000 in debt. I mean, is that really your money anymore?
It hasn't.
I mean, you done spent your money $22 trillion ago.
We haven't hanging back on the gold standard for fucking.
That's the thing, dude. It's money.
Yeah,
it's not our money. It's the money. It's the money that's gonna the government is paying us to enslave future generations. Sorry, folks, for being so fucking dark, but that's the truth.
Kind of where that, like, I've seen jokes about that too. They're like, "Where are you guys getting all the money for all these stimulus packages?" And it's like a pregnant lady, like right here, you know, like it's going on.
Who's gonna pay for it? Not me. I'm gonna be dead and gone.
And then they got a printer.
Dude, the fucking
it's not the dollars that they're doing. It's the labor and the force that it takes to make that person to pay that money back, which is what bothers me.
Well, this whole they try to say that like debt, we're all like debt, right? Like they try to make that, yeah. Okay, let's see what Jack said. Jennifer Stroke showed up, says, "Well, I can't really help it. Unemployed interviews this week from applications." Yeah, that's fine.
Understandable.
Someone print more. Like, where's money? Yeah, Jen, same thing. It is print. So if you guys, one thing I will advise you to watch if you want to understand how the Federal Reserve, or I talk about it all the time, the Federal Reserve is based off of what is the fractional reserve banking system, and you can learn a lot about it. There's a document that's called Modern Money Mechanics. Now the thing is I wouldn't recommend just trying to open that up and read it, because the complexity of a fractional reserve banking system is on purpose, and it's very confusing to read. I like to read. I'm a decent reader. It's hard for me to follow. It's a lot of lawyerese bullshit. But you can watch this documentary called Zeitgeist, and they have I think it's a movie, and it's called Addendum. Zeitgeist I was really into it. I was socialist.
Yeah,
I was really into it.
I remember that show.
But it's in Addendum, they go over in very, very good detail, and they break it down in simplified terms how a fractional reserve works, how the Federal Reserve came to be, the history behind it, the people that run it, like the Rockefellers and the JP Morgan and all the people, right? All the lizard Illuminati elite, whatever those, right?
David Icke.
And then, but watch that Zeitgeist Addendum teaches you about the fractional reserve banking system, which is what the Federal Reserve model is. And then the document that you could then look up is called Modern Money Mechanics. You can Google. I found a PDF of it.
Now that is utopianism, though. The Zeitgeist movement.
That's big time utopianism. Yeah. So what else we got here? Corey, what's up, dude? He's got Frowns Monday. It's all electronic now. They just add zeros. That is true. let's just trade shit again. Yeah, Jen's like barter system. Let's do it.
Down for that, Jen.
Aaron, what's up, freedom fighters? That's what's up. Corey, what's going on? They're just
on fire.
So I'll add that to my list. Thank you. Yeah, Zeitgeist has 3 movies, really good. Watch one with a grain of salt. The first one is about 9/11, which will. The second one, I think, is more so about, it's like religious criticism, so you might not like that one as much, but you should watch it because it's a good history lesson. And then the third one is about the fractional reserve system and how to end the Fed, basically. It was an end the Fed video.
And generally the end of those where they go more into their philosophy and thought.
Yes.
So the beginning part where you're getting like connotation is good. There's other ones out there. I'll have to look up some, dude.
Yeah.
I have not watched Wait.
Yeah, a lot of people are talking about
it's good. I watched it. It's good.
Thoughts?
I'm about to go show Ankle.
Show us that Ankle. I want to see that.
Waco is on the perspective of
the Davidian.
David.
No.
Yeah. It's actually dude. It's actually good. Like he's not saying, hey, they don't have a reason to come in here. They have no reason to come in here, so we're not going to lose no reason for them to come in here. You know?
Yeah, but at that point,
our good deal.
I guess my problem with
it. Here we go.
Well,
Here we go. Let's let Bo dig his grave.
Is that you do have children in there, so at that point you know they're going to storm the place. Would you not?
Your kids.
What was the raid for?
Firearms.
Exactly. Had nothing to do with the kids.
Yeah.
That's not okay. I understand it had nothing to do with the
point.
kids. My point is when they're fucking shooting at you, why not fucking come out to fucking protect your children from that shit? No, they didn't.
Well, they're protecting their children by not leaving their shelter.
What?
Like, would you leave your father who was shooting at you?
Who started the fire?
ATF.
ATF did. Government did.
Bo doesn't know what he's talking about.
I guess.
Sorry,
you could argue either way.
Dude,
because
no, you can't argue either.
You had ATF.
Dude, you watch the show.
Yeah, and then
there's the
watch the
videos
show.
that said that they started the
Watch
fire.
the show,
That they
dude.
started
I'm telling you. It's scarier than any other show that they've put out so far.
Yeah.
So watch the show.
Yeah, from a
I've heard
perspective
about it.
fuck. Yeah.
He wasn't crazy.
What?
He wasn't crazy.
Really?
Watch the show.
He thought he fucking profit?
Hey,
Come on.
it's his house. He can think whatever he
So
wants.
you don't believe in the First Amendment?
I'm
I
the king
do.
of my house.
He can think what he wants. Doesn't mean he wants.
I'm
to
God at
crazy.
my house. I'm God at my house.
Yeah, but you just said that they were justified to come in. Where do you think
I
the
never
kids
said
were?
they were
The kids were
justified.
inside the building.
I never said they were
The
justified.
kids weren't outside. They were inside the building.
Yeah.
That's how
my
the government
point.
burned them.
Dude, they can't. No
Why
matter
wouldn't you
what they
protect your
did.
children by
Have you
fucking
seen the
destroying it?
pictures of what's going on there?
Dude, no.
Did you see the ATF and
Guys,
everyone surrounding
dude.
them?
Look into Waco.
Yeah, look
Please.
into it first.
Look into it. Dude, this is not a diss on anybody, but look into Waco.
Yeah, I have to watch it. I haven't watched. I've watched a bunch of
I can't
documentaries.
defend fucking David Crest.
I've watched-
Dude, I'd rather defend corruption than the government. That's for fucking sure.
I agree.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You can still be a shit and still be like trying to be
He's
like.
a piece of shit pedophile. But you can defend him, right?
No, that was government propaganda.
Oh,
man.
come on.
There was no evidence.
How do you know?
There's no Davidian.
Burned everybody. Well, I mean,
That's not true.
None of the raid that happened had with pedophilia.
none of it.
The raid didn't, but it doesn't. That doesn't mean he
No,
wasn't.
no. Sorry.
That's all we're talking about. Is like that's
Sorry,
the way
dude.
that the reason why it happened was on fire.
Otherwise, they could just come onto your property for no reason. The FBI, the CIA, no reason, no.
The
warrants,
local
no
sheriff,
nothing.
if I recall correctly, watching Docu4, the local sheriff even said that every time he had to go deal with them, he'd go out there, talk outside, they'd have their conversation, things would get squared away.
Right.
Instead, this time they had fed up.
They weren't there to cause trouble. They were there to live their life.
They have pictures
and their
of
religion.
the aliens posing next to burnt bodies on the ground.
Yeah.
How is that like right? I'm just saying, look into it more.
Dude. Look into it, man. Really sad with
But yeah, I do want to see the show. I just haven't had a
You
chance
you
to.
can't defend him
I
either.
was too
Yeah,
Tiger
I
King
can,
again.
dude, because
Really?
I'm defending his right to protect his property, protect his family, his freedom of speech, not protect him from murder. They should have had some kind of different investigation if that was the case. That's the thing, dude.
Just threw that in.
Yeah, they just threw that in because he fought the government and through the media, and they had to start assuming them. The U.S. government did a lot of shit to them, tortured them before they killed those.
I like the meme where it shows him playing the guitar to David Crest. I'm gonna tell my kids that this was Kurt Cobain.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Look,
watch
if
it,
he was so anti-government, Then he even bowed to he let them so he made demands. They down to those demands.
Well, he was trying to spread his message. His message was greater than what we think our Constitution is.
Why even work with the government then?
They were going to kill him.
Well, when you're surrounded by the government.
Because they were telling him they were going to kill him. He was either negotiate or die, and he negotiated and still died.
But he went back on what he negotiated.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
he said that if they would broadcast his fucking message,
well,
they would all come out.
Even if he went back, even if he did, he didn't have to come out because that was his pretty.
But he still
they didn't have anything on him, dude.
Then why even negotiate with the government if you're still?
So they would leave.
I just love it how the statists always come out.
I'm just saying that.
Bro, no, man.
We talk about principles, how it's black or white, but
oh, wait, what? Say that again, Aaron.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
This is a cracking of that mental wall that you have put up, dude, where you're trying to defend the government and not be a statist at the same time. You can't find a happy medium.
I haven't seen it.
Just abandon it.
It's either government is right or
abandon the idea that the government take care of you, dude.
No.
And you'll be free.
Still wasn't what it's about.
What it's about. So I can't help you. I want to help you here, but I haven't seen it.
It was.
I'm just saying. In
well,
no way,
the
shape,
history. You don't watch it. It was the raid was over firearms. It was ATF.
There's no evidence that he was.
Oh my God!
There's no evidence, dude.
Former branch Davidians have came out and said he. That left before that shit happened.
I mean.
So they're all lying.
I love Bo so much right now.
I've actually watched.
The government never coaxes like confessions out of people or pays anybody to.
This goes back into what we were saying earlier. Is when we're talking about this whole virus thing. If you're believing what the government's saying about David Koresh, you can believe what they're saying about this. Anything that 9/11, anything it is,
we're gonna make that.
You believe willing you, and you just take it at face value what they're telling you. Then you're just going to buy into the propaganda of the machine. The bottom line is if you have a property, whether if he's doing something wrong, he's doing wrong. I don't know. What I'm saying is they went in there and raided it for fucking firearms.
Right.
That was what it was about. They threw all the child stuff in and all the other crap in there after to help their cause.
Right. And that's exactly the way it went down. You see it in that movie and that show. It's really good. It's a really good show, man. Really good. It was the first time that I've ever seen a show about David Koresh that wasn't slamming him for being a psychopath, or wasn't.
I've seen at least 2 or 3 documentaries about the whole thing where they interviewed and every single time they're pretty much saying the same thing, that they shouldn't have gone in and done what they did. They made the whole situation way worse than if they just had the whole sheriff go in there and deal with them. Because all the time before that, every single incident was able to get squashed.
Yes, the head I've watched multiple documentaries. They had the head negotiator during that incident slamming the ATF, but he was actually making progress, and then they just sent in their fucking team.
Yeah, it's in the
show. That's what I'm talking about. I watched both sides, but it also had former branch Davidians talk how fucked up David Koresh was too.
But that wasn't the reason why they were there.
No, I understand that, but you cannot defend him as a person.
It doesn't matter. That wasn't the point.
How?
We're not defending David
like
Koresh.
They would give a shit, right, Aaron?
We're not David Koresh. We're defending his right to live his life without the fucking government harassing him. That's the difference, dude. We're not talking David Koresh as a person. We're talking about his rights to live freely, to own property, to bear arms, to sleep. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Government and
it's the First and Second Amendment issues.
That's what our whole show is about.
You just straight up said you were defending David Koresh.
Well, he's the person who is exercising his rights. So, yeah, that would be the person you would have to defend.
No, you can defend his rights, but you don't have to defend him as a person.
Well, if he was a person on trial, that's the person you defend. The ATF should have never went in there. The FBI should have never went in there.
Janet Reno and the whole fucking
it was
who was in charge at the time. It was just unbelievable.
Had no business on David.
No, I agree. I mean, as I said, the head negotiator even said that the federal government antagonized it.
Well, and they fit it.
Yeah.
I
mean, we might never know the fucking. I mean, that if
the truth is the government killed a bunch of people.
Okay, you know that for a certain fact.
I know that for a fact.
A certain fact.
It's documented.
that they started the fire.
That they killed
sponsor
those
things
people.
there.
Yep.
What
Have you ever seen?
The fact that they
Have you ever
showed
seen the
up,
night vision
killed them,
cameras
dude.
where they have their breaching tank come in and they shot in these like you could see
yeah,
there's
you-
like on
smoke
FLIR
grenades.
there's these smoke canisters that ignited the fire.
Yeah.
They show like if you watch it, there's actually like I don't know if it's chopper cam or it's elevated cam, but they have it and you see these little FLIR puffs, and then within a couple seconds, fire breaks outside.
Okay. Well, I think as far as I know about like the smoke and gas stuff they use, it's still
Yeah,
Technic. right. So there's a fucking sometimes like a jet that shoots out the side like punctured a battery or something.
Right. Imagine if it hits a carpet or curtains or tiles.
Yeah, it's fucking
night. Yeah.
I've seen like
There's no reason why they
I've
should
seen
be using those fucking suits, dude.
flashbangs go off.
Yeah.
Like, dude, flashbangs have fucking magnesium in it. They make sparks go everywhere. It's like that is a fire starter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all that military law.
Yeah, but I'll try to watch it this week. I know a couple
Yeah,
people
it's
that
pretty good.
I know Chris did, but I didn't. I just knew about a lot of it before.
Yeah, man. It's really sad, dude.
I remember when it was happening.
Yeah, I remember it too. I remember it.
What was it like 30? What was it? It was
And
a
I
long
remember
time.
the dude was a fucking pedophile lunatic, dude. You know?
When did this happen?
It was a pedophile lunatic, but
Janet Reno was
I mean,
the.
what do you mean he was?
That's under
He wasn't, dude.
Yeah,
Oh my
I
god!
remember
Listen
that
to
name.
some of the fucking.
So she would have been.
It was
right,
a doomsday cult, dude.
Yeah, well,
I
I
wanna
mean,
say
but that was
94,
his right to that, dude. Don't you understand
Yes,
that?
he had the right. Doesn't
Well,
mean
I
he
mean,
wasn't a
that's
crazy
the
fuck.
bottom
was
line.
somewhere in there.
You're trying to say he's not a crazy fuck?
Well, I don't think he was crazy.
And
I
then-
think
Oh,
he
come
was
on.
about his beliefs, dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 'cause I think it was.
What do you got? I can't hear anything.
Unrelated.
Oh,
Sorry.
Slightly
Okay.
unrelated.
yeah.
Timeline.
Remember when Will Ferrell played Janet Reno on Saturday?
Yeah.
And then the one time when Janet Reno actually came on and they were squared off.
I remember that.
And Will Ferrell was still sexier than Janet Reno. Remember that?
Damn. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. God, I hated the situation so much back
Me
then.
too, dude. No, I used to like Bill Clinton, dude. I think he was a G.
Yeah.
You come out playing that saxophone.
Dude.
He used to make my.
Dude.
So going back into what we talked about originally, the media and propaganda and like being controlled and manipulated. That's pretty much what all this comes into. It's the same thing. Davidians, even if he did rape and did whatever, it still wasn't the reason why they went in there. And it's still
But he's a
people
real
bought.
guy.
So everyone you ask on the street before the documentary came out will always tell you, well, they went in because the kids were being raped.
No,
That's
they
not
weren't.
what it
No, they
was.
didn't.
Well, I had that conversation with you in the past that you thought that was the reason.
No, actually,
Yeah.
didn't murder. No, that's
I know
not-
because
it
I
was
told you to do that. But what I'm saying is, yeah, don't see what the narrative is. Always go look up and research it on your own. That's why we always said from the beginning, heck, look it up.
I think they were okay. So,
Yeah, Sergio Flores, Jen. That's his name. Sexy sax man Sergio Flores.
Yeah.
They play the
Okay,
George Michael song.
So I just want to just throw this out there. So if they had gone in because it was about the kids, would your attitude differ?
Oh, it wouldn't be all over the news.
Well, it wouldn't have been the same level
No,
of what it was, but
The outcome was the same though.
the outcome wouldn't have probably been the same
Okay,
because
I'm
they're
just
trying to
saying
protect
for-
It's still not. No, dude. There's no reason for the government to kill anybody for anything, dude.
So if they did a standoff with him because of the children, you would still feel the same way.
Yes.
So it's
Sorry, dude.
Well,
I
it would
hate to
still,
say that,
it would
but-
still, according to
I mean,
it, right? It would
yeah,
still should
yeah,
be
it's
you detain
government
him
force,
and have
dude.
his trial and all that.
Let
not
me go
going
in there.
I know,
Yeah.
but what if, I'm
No.
just saying if it
No,
all
it's not.
unfolded the same way.
No, it's not right for anybody to do it, dude.
So you can just let someone
No,
molest children?
No one should ever hurt
it's not
kids.
my
No one
place,
said that.
dude. If I was seeing it, I'm not gonna. I've heard this before on Alita. I'm not going to stand in the evil. If that's what you mean, I'll fucking kill a motherfucker right in front of
Okay,
me.
they knew
That's
about
what
it.
I'm saying.
If they knew about it, so
Okay,
they should
so
do
let's
nothing?
get that straight right now.
But it wouldn't be the.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why it wouldn't be the same outcome. Because the ATF was the ones that went in. They
Yeah.
have a way of dealing with things versus local law enforcement or versus agency, right?
The
The
state should
ATF,
never-
if you look into all the guys that were there that were playing the raid, they were gung ho as fuck and wanted to go in.
No,
there
they were.
fucking-
They were.
It would not play out the same. Those are ATF agents.
I was just
I don't
playing
believe in
devil's
state death either. I don't believe they have the power to kill people.
What's that? Say that again. I'm sorry.
I don't believe in state death. I believe the state should have the power to kill people.
That's one I struggle with. because it's like a non-aggression principle. It's, you know what I mean?
No.
But what if that person harms someone's property? Or
that should be cool.
Yeah, like I struggle with it personally. I don't am on that yet.
Well,
but I think
I don't.
All
what
I
I'm
always
saying.
think is tragic, even if the person quote unquote
I don't believe
but it's
it's-
like, who am I to be the judge of that? You know?
Yeah. I believe in jail time. I think if you harm somebody, you should be.
So you're talking differently though, but you're saying that you believe in rules, just not rulers.
Right.
That's what you're saying.
Right.
Because where you live, it should be up to the contract that you personally sign, not it's social. What is it called? Social contract, which is what we all have had to be stuck in.
Right.
You live in an area, a territory, a town, whatever, a city, and you would say, yes, I want these services, and you would pay for them voluntarily. And that's what you're kind of saying. When you're saying you want the state to do something or the government thing, then you're saying that I don't know how to govern my own fucking life, and I want someone in my life and want someone to govern others.
Or I want to elect somebody to take care of them I'm having.
It's basically what
you're using against your neighbor. You know, what if I want to build a levee with sidewalks on it, and you want to save the ducks?
Mhm.
You know, building that levee just kills the ducks.
So I believe, like in a free society, probably what happened is if you live next to a big property and there was allegedly people getting hurt and whatever, you would probably go there with your neighbors and they would go there and call out that. Or if you paid for a security service of some sort, you would probably all go up there and go confront them and get to the bottom of the whole situation.
We'll talk and negotiate.
If you didn't, then maybe it does get violent. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't get any different. The difference is that it's voluntary versus being forced into paying shit that is none of your fucking business.
Okay, that actually was going to be my question. Because I was going to be like, say we have our community. We live next to a community where they're all about fucking less than children.
I just said that, yeah.
You know, are we going to stand by and just...
No, we've covered this.
Community.
We've covered this on the podcast extensively.
Yeah. That, you answered my question.
There's always ways to do this without being forced to have your money and property stolen from you by threat of force. There's always another way.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that the world's going to be kumbaya.
No. Real quick. So Corey comes in. He's saying, coming to the Capitol on the 1st. I didn't know there was a thing for that.
Yeah.
Corey, elaborate.
Get arrested.
I'm assuming it's a protest.
I'm assuming so as well, but I'd like to elaborate.
Yeah.
He says, I don't like the death penalty due to cops are liars and they will make up what they can't prove.
That's another reason.
Another big one, because you're putting capital punishment
Mhm.
in the hands of I don't know, people.
A governing class.
People aren't perfect.
Well, it's what I just said. You cannot believe what they're saying about the Davidians, the federal government, or any government. You cannot believe what they're saying about the virus. You cannot believe what their narrative is on any of the wars or anything else that they're going into. You can't believe them on anything. So if you keep them on any of that, you can't buy into one of these things. You always have to question all that shit.
Protest Freedom Angels are putting on. Okay, it's the same dudes that did it already. I'm probably not going to be there. I'll be honest with you. I probably work.
Most of these fuckers are all Trump supporters anyway. I don't want to get my message confused with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we already talked about this.
Mhm.
We have to make.
Yeah, if we do it, we have to have our own shirts and we have to do our own side of their
Right.
protest. Like ideally, is if you had the ones stay at home and then the ones go out and do whatever, we would just stand in between them and just be like, I'm just about freedom. I'm not with either of these motherfuckers.
See how everything gets polarized and
It's always the right
politicized,
left. It's always the
dude?
right left.
Even being sick, like we can't even be sick without
You gotta-
having a fucking Democrat.
We've talked about this.
And
We should get a line
Republican
with
tolerance.
stupid, but it has
Yeah.
two.
That one was, I'm not with them.
I'm not with them.
I'm not with
That
them.
was with it.
Yep. That would be awesome with 2 arrows if we could get right in between the two protests. I'm not with them. That would be amazing.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not driving anywhere that's going to get broken up by the Clapo anyway. We talked about that earlier in the show, Corey, that they're being protests. So,
Yep.
I'm not going to drive to Sacramento just to get a fine.
They're not
More of us
issuing
than there is
any.
of them,
They're
dude.
not issuing any more permits for your freedom.
I'm sorry, you can't freedom anymore.
Yeah, so if you just realize, like, that's some true freedom shit, man. You're probably going to get arrested if you go out there.
Yep.
Depending on how strict the
Yep.
local officials are going to be taking.
It's on the 1st.
My God. Yeah.
I have time to plan.
I already think I might get arrested at some point during quarantine.
Hey, but we can dress up like Antifa because you're allowed to wear masks now.
Oh my god, dress up like Antifa?
No, man, I'm cool.
Because masks are legal now, right? So you can do that.
No, I'm gonna dress up like a Cobra stormtrooper, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I cannot believe.
Start recruiting.
Shout out to Phil. I don't think he's probably not watching this, but if he is, I can't believe he hasn't put on his stormtrooper costume and like been out in public with that.
I would.
Because I fucking absolutely would have.
Yeah,
Like I saw a meme that was like some dude sitting in his apartment is like, it's finally time. He's like holding the helmet, like super epic, and then he's just in the line at the grocery store with a bag as a stormtrooper with other people with masks.
You see people wearing the unicorn, the fucking and the T-Rex
Oh, yeah.
costumes, stuff like that. Oh, dude, that's so cool.
So Corey said, I will come pick you up, Johnny. We can have "We're not with them" signs.
Yeah.
We wear masks and have a getaway car.
And Hawaiian shirts.
We all gotta.
I'm down.
Can I dress up like the guys from Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah. No, dude, just buy a Freedom First shirt.
But I want a
man.
Trump mask instead, you know, just the fucking
Damn shirt. Actually, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna look at. I have an interesting to talk to you guys about offline later. But we'll talk about that.
Nice.
I'm gonna go to our awesome Spreadshirt store, which is at shop.spreadshirt.com/grim86, where you can find some awesome gear. I think I put the plain Freedom First one up there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I did, because I really want that shirt. I can't believe I haven't bought it yet. Some of our shit's out of stock. You guys been buying shit?
And I'm telling us,
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
Stop.
covertly buying.
Some of it's out of stock. Well, maybe
You know why?
it's probably just garment.
The garment's
that
out of
gets print
stock.
on.
Yeah, that's why.
Probably
Because they print to order.
China.
They probably do come from China.
Yeah.
Johnny, I know a place not far from here.
Or I don't know.
Last night when we were watching
This is lovers talk.
I'm lost.
Bordello
I'm
Blood.
uncomfortable.
Mm.
No, I didn't put
See?
the fucking Freedom First one up yet.
Inside shit.
I'm gonna have to make that shirt.
Well, we'll
I
tell
really
you
want
about
the
it
one that
after.
just says Freedom First.
You ever seen
the
a Bordello
white tattered
Blood? Tell some quick.
letters.
Oh, what about Demon
I'll
Knight?
have to throw it up.
The movie Extraction is pretty cool on Netflix. We watched that. It's you gotta keep in mind it's definitely a Netflix movie,
Yeah.
but it was good. It was pretty good.
Did you see Contagion?
No,
Okay, so Contagion.
we're living it.
Check it out. Yeah, no, we really are, because this is a plan that. So director enlisted CDC and World Health Organization to advise on his movie. So they came up with this plan that we're living in 2011.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's actual, like, this is what would happen if a major pandemic happened. And they talk about social distancing. They talk about staying, the store shutting down,
well,
the
so that's
economy
so
crashing.
it was accurately
And
depicted.
they even show in there the media spinning the numbers to reflect certain position. I mean, that's how fucking accurate the movie is.
Well, it's right, the government. I mean, the government has a plan for a zombie outbreak.
And then they did exactly that.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. I don't
What
know.
else?
Not either.
We watched on HBO. We watched Watch, the TV show.
Oh, fucking cool.
That was pretty good.
Was it?
That was
Yeah,
Son of a-
dude, we watched 5 episodes.
pretty good. The first 4 or 5 episodes are really good, and the last episode there's none.
How
There's
many-
like 3 that are kind of
Yeah.
more like backstory
It's
kind of thing. Yeah, well, there's more backstory on some of the characters, but the one Russian guy's the com's fucking
Red Scare.
awesome. He wears like a red jumpsuit with a red ski mask.
Oh,
It's
wow.
fucking legit. One of the fucking
So the
vigilante
thing that
cops.
keeps you wanting to watch it
It's
is that they
different.
answer like
No
1 or 2
Rorschach,
questions an
though.
episode.
No, but there's a
Maybe
bunch
like
of people in his mask that are terrorists.
So it's like, oh, that's
It's
what that
weird,
means.
bro. It's a
Motherfucker,
weird
that's like-
Twist. So the vigilantes
We're
and the
there
cops
for
are all
like
wearing
3 minutes
masks,
watching Kip
and they work together
There's 9 episodes.
Yeah.
against the terrorists.
Rorschach clan?
The terrorists. Yep.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Why would they be Rorschach?
I never
I
really,
don't know.
that was the only
They
thing
don't?
that they didn't really
Yeah.
fully explain, or at least I missed how they.
They're
Do you know the story of like how his mask like does that? How it changes?
I don't.
Well, it is. It's his dead wife's wedding dress. And he used cauterizing scissors to cut it so that the fluid didn't leak out of the material when he cut it. That's how he made that mask.
That's pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
That's pretty cool.
And I've found some really cool ones online that actually have heat reactive material in them, and they have
where they rotate and stuff.
Well, kind of like it has they're white, and then it has the Rorschach pattern, and they come in different variations. But when you breathe through it, because it's warm, the white goes away, and then when you suck in, because it makes it cold, the black is back.
Oh, that's cool.
And like I saw this one dude took like, the Jabberwockies, that white masks that they use. He took like a mask like that, and he cut off the mouth part, and he made a couple of extra vents up here and then through the nose. So what he did is he put this mask on underneath the cloth mask, and through breathing through his mouth, he could activate this part of the mask, and then breathing through his nose, he could activate the top part of the mask. So like with these combinations, you can really, really get it to like animate, like
look like the movie.
Yeah,
Pretty smart.
it's really sick.
Yeah, I've never been a Watchmen fan. I've seen the movie once, and I thought it was just eh. And then I watched the show. I had to have a Bo recap because I don't remember everyone from that. Seeing it once back in the day, but I enjoyed the show. It was interesting how you'd have the cops running in, attacking the terrorists, and they're all wearing these yellow masks. And then you had the vigilantes with them running and doing like tactical movements and stuff. It was it was different. It was very different than what I thought I was going to watch.
Jamie that we watched 5 episodes in a row till like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because like each episode will answer a question or two, but give you 10 more.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like, God damn it!
It was
like,
good TV.
It was.
Usually there's like some a lot of what the fuck moments.
But like I said, like 6, 7, 8 were kind of like draggy. But then the 9th episode. So check it out if you guys can. It's on HBO.
We had our old school horror movie thing last night. We watched Demon Knight and Bordello of Blood.
Tales in the Crypt.
Yeah.
That's pretty fun. So what else is going on, guys?
For me, I not really a whole lot to report. My week I've been working, so it's like saying it's business as usual for the most part. I did actually get to see Freedom Fighter Bianca. I went out to her dad's property because my family has a storage container out there, and I went out there, and then I texted her while we were in the shop having a beer with her dad, because I haven't seen her dad in I don't even know how long, and I got to finally see him, and it's a rare sighting to see him out there, so it was really cool. And then her and her boyfriend came out, and they were hanging out with us, and yeah, it was neat to go out and see a freedom fighter in the wild.
Corey, you go out there with your Drum 86 shirt. Please live stream so we can see this.
Oh shit! Yeah, that'd be insane.
Live stream on Facebook or some shit. Yeah, awesome. He says if he goes to jail, at least the podcast will be on the news.
Straight up, right? that's fucking funny.
We'll give you a shout out on the next live stream then.
Hack the planet.
Yeah. Hackers. They had that one meme that was cool too. It's something about the. It showed like someone with a race on it. Said, "This isn't the mask that y'all should be wearing protesting. This should be," and it was like the V for Vendetta mask.
Oh yeah, that guy.
And just the concept of that is true. It's like you shouldn't be listening to what the government's doing and telling you. You should be making your own decisions and not letting a legislative body, a governing body, make decisions for you. It should be up to you.
Yeah. You know what I say?
That's what it comes down to.
Fuck that Guy Fawkes mask, because that's actually owned by Disney, which is owned by Fox.
Yeah.
And they get the fucking money.
Oh, okay, so let's do that for real quick. Okay, so a lot of everyone's talking about listening to different reports and different companies with the news media.
Either way.
What you guys should do is look up who owns, some of you guys probably have, but look up who owns all the different news channels. So it looks like you have any entertainment channel, any news channel. Looks like we have like 70,000 fucking choices. But then what you do is draw the line who's their parent company and who owns them all, and it ends up coming down to 3 to 5 companies. Owns everything. So everything that you're digesting on your social media, or internet, or your television, it's all going to be the same fucking sources that everything's coming from. And then you have the CIA and the government running all those fucking channels as well. They all have departments in Hollywood. They have departments in the news media. They control all of it. So everything that you're watching and digesting is all tainted.
Mm-hmm.
doing some research on your own.
Anytime you run up any manufacturing chain, you'll find out like that's Procter and Gamble, isn't it? Lysol.
Johnson.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
So Procter and Gamble are the other like cleaning supply company. But yeah, so like if you look at any like name product, there's always a manufacturer, and then you chase that up the ladder, you know.
Well, like when we did a long thing on our first episode about Monsanto, we talked about how it's all evolving door. It's all the same fucking people. It's the same thing with the media. Same thing with the journalists, the actors, with musicians. When you get up high, they're all the same people that are killing and pulling the strings. And then you can always find government agencies that are running those things. There's agencies for Hollywood, the media, and so forth.
So actually, I've told Johnny about this. So I've worked at 2 big tech companies, Apple and Intuit, right? So I've had to, we have events where they have the board of directors meeting. Challenge you to go look up all these big companies, their board of directors, and they all intersect. Like the former CEO of Disney was on the Apple's board of directors. They all intersect. They're all on each other's board of directors. Yeah. So he might end up running Disney, but he's one of the prominent shareholders for fucking Apple.
Yeah, they all recycle.
Yeah, they all intersect each other.
They all recycle their trash.
Yep.
That's why we're in the position we're in now, because these giant national media companies, they're just like the politicians. They fight for your ratings like politicians fight for your vote. So they'll tell you anything to keep you interested. And if they have to scare you or lie to you or not give you the whole truth or give you total lies, they're going to do whatever it takes to get your attention. I wouldn't believe anything that I read or see that I really haven't experienced myself, honestly.
Empirical knowledge, it's the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Knowledge gained through experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. All right, fellas. Well, I mean, fuck, man, we've been this hour 45 minutes in here. I'm kind of running out of stuff to talk about.
Any questions? Anything? Anybody want?
Yeah. Anybody got any content they want us to bring up or talk about?
Anybody want to dispute anything we had to say?
Sorry about your guns, Corey. It sucks.
Corey, yeah, he's talking.
He's still waiting for his guns. It's been past the 14-day waiting period. Yeah.
Let's do it now.
They're not doing any like deliveries or anything like that in his place. That'd be kind of cool if they were.
So I ordered some beef jerky for my son, and he lives near Bakersfield.
What kind?
Like exotic. I don't remember the brand, but it's all exotic. So like you have like alligator in there.
Okay.
Like that kind of shit.
Buffalo, probably.
Yeah.
Tiger jerky.
Tiger meat, whatever.
Made by Joe Exotic.
Tiger's blood.
Exotic stuff.
Made by Charlie Sheen.
So I bought it, and I tried to have them delivered to my son, and they wouldn't deliver it because it was. I don't think they have like people that go out there and deliver.
Oh, no delivery drivers.
Yeah, no delivery drivers.
Nah.
He lives out in the middle of nowhere.
The delivery drivers are actually getting pretty like they just leave stuff on your front door.
Oh yeah,
like food. They're just like they won't ring your doorbell or not. Like they're just like they'll text you that it's there.
Even pizza delivery, people are telling them just leave it at the door and shit. Like,
yeah, they leave mine on my doorstep. I put a box out there, so they said.
Like I find it interesting. So the place I used to work at is doing little like sticker seals now on the pizza boxes.
I have one thing to report. You can get a 64-ounce growler of Coors Light at Straw Hat for about $8. That's a big deal. Had me one of those bad boys last week.
That is a big deal.
Hey, so I think
50% off pizzas right now.
Chili's are one of those big companies offering like a gallon of beer and tacos for $40.
That's way too much money.
You think so?
Yeah.
6 tacos and a gallon of beer?
I could buy a 30-pack and 6 tacos for like $24.
Yeah, so 30-pack roughly for depending on the beer too.
I don't know.
Usually between
so
$25.
Yeah.
You can find them
Out the
for
door.
$20.
Yeah,
and then about 25 out the door.
26. Yeah. And then tacos, it just depends on what they are, how much they are, what they're made of, and all that crap. How good they are. Or you can just go to Taco Bell and buy yourself a 30 rack and call it a day. $30 later, you're like, yeah, fuck yeah.
Taco Bell.
They have a flaming taco now.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
I didn't know that they had it, but apparently they do. Like their crunchy taco with the flaming hot bullshit on
They
it.
had that shit before, didn't they?
I don't know.
Yeah,
they
they
had
had
the nacho cheese, and they finally came out with Cool Ranch.
And I went and bought Taco Bell hot sauce from the grocery store
Oh yeah,
in the bottle. I just got the mild one because I like the flavor of it.
It is,
and then
the
I
best.
actually
The
add
best.
flavor wise,
Yeah.
and then I add extra spice to it.
Yeah.
Just for the flavor. And we put taco meat with it, and what was the other thing? Yeah, we did some other stuff with it. Dude, it came out bomb.
Experiment.
Yeah.
All right.
And it was like on sale too. 2 of those bottles for like, I think it was like $5, $6. It wasn't that.
Corey's jealous that we have a straw hat.
What's that?
Corey's jealous that we have a straw hat.
Oh yeah.
You guys have a straw hat down there? Yeah, we do have a straw hat.
You want it? 'Cause it's trash.
What?
Whoa!
Whoa!
Straw hat.
Yeah,
Whoa!
I'm not a straw.
What the fuck?
I'm a round
No,
table
no.
guy, dude.
I can get down round table.
I like
Round
all
tables are
the pizzas pretty much.
Expensive, though.
Doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah.
Even Little Caesars is good for shit pizza.
Oh,
Mm.
well,
Little
Yeah.
Caesars is already.
I guess if you're
I-
drunk,
I-
you don't care, but
Yeah. that's
No,
true.
Little Caesars has its place. Little Caesars party pizza. All right, Little Caesars, you go there, you get 2 hot and readies, you get a 12-pack from the liquor store next door.
Yep.
Any party you go into, they're like, "Oh my god!"
Yes.
Like you fucking get a bag of ice.
So
and
it's
put
like
chili
that
on top.
the cheesy bread and the dipping sauce.
okay, that yeah.
Well, that's-
Crazy is good.
Yeah, but
crazy bread.
But here's the thing: it's still pizza, right? So it's still gonna be all right. Like, even bad pizza's still.
I'd
all
even
right.
argue that
Pizza's
this.
like sex.
I just think. Okay, we're on the same.
Even when it's bad,
It's still
pretty
it's
awesome.
still pretty good. Yeah.
It's still pretty good.
All right, me and Jamie are on the same page. The other guy's not. So
I'd argue that 7-Eleven
Those-
pizza
those
better
guys.
than Little Caesars.
No, they're
No, I'd argue
they're
Johnny.
close.
I
They're
love
close.
it when you're like, "What did you
There's
say, pizza?"
age
Pizza Hut?
limit on
That's
pizza.
trash.
There's an age limit on pizza. Okay.
Chuck E.
Yeah.
Cheese's fucking bomb.
There's
Shut
an
your
age
mouth.
Oh,
Chuck E.
God.
Cheese is
So-
bomb.
Yeah.
So
They're doing pickup now.
Caesars, that's for like teens
Yes.
and under. That's what that pizza is made for.
No, it's just made for cheap
$5.
and quick.
Kids
That's all.
eat a lot of fucking food.
I'm just saying, in my 20s, I showed up to a lot of parties with fucking hot readies and was
And
absolute G.
and
Just
you're-
like
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
carnivores.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Sometimes
no,
heroes.
I went to eat.
Sometimes heroes don't wear capes.
That's all it was, man.
and that's what it's good for. That's
Loaves-
what it's good for. Party
Another-
pizza.
Another
Yeah.
cool thing it's really
If you're
cool to
cheap.
show up to a party with when you're 20s is a fucking bottle of wine. I've walked into parties with a bottle of wine and people are you one of my dad's friends?
Look
Like,
at this
what the fuck?
sophisticado. Oh, geez.
This is a very-
So the people that say,
Fine
I
wine.
promise you, find out who hates Little Caesars and said they hate it. It's trash pizza. But then bring it over to a party where they're at. You're gonna eat it.
I hate fucking Little Caesars.
I'm
Yeah,
just saying. There might be a
Not
person
eat
that
it,
won't. I'm just saying.
If I have a choice between other food and Little Caesars at the party, I'm not eating Little Caesars.
Yeah, this is the guy that doesn't like veggies either.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like
Fuck off, Johnny.
I get down on Little Caesars. I don't give a fuck.
I have this 7-Eleven pizza.
All right, so
Yeah, 7-Eleven pizza's good
It's
too.
better than Little Caesars.
I love all pizza.
No, if you actually get it fresh, you actually.
I'm not
I know,
racist,
I've
bro.
had it, I've had
Just because you guys are racist doesn't mean I am.
the whole pizza.
I'm not racist.
Yeah, fuck Caesar.
I just don't like Greeks.
I do like Straw Hat. Round Table is always up there on my tops. I really like Dutchman's. Dutchman's
Oh,
they got
God,
a
no.
little bready though over the
I
the
can't.
pass.
I can't do that.
And Mountain Mike's. Mountain Mike's up there for me.
Mountain Mike's is trying to have good boneless wings. We had
Mhm.
Mountain Mike's actually last night.
Mhm.
Mountain Mike's is fire.
Yeah.
We got the mountain,
We have
which is
similar
like the
pizza
extra large
tastes. Yeah, except
and,
for
like,
the garlic in
wings
your
and
body.
like 3 different types of.
Did you guys take a picture of the pizza and post it on? I think I saw
I
you
don't
guys
know.
sitting around a giant ass pizza.
That was probably John's
John's
story.
Yeah, we had a
By
big
John's
ass
story.
pizza.
Oh shit.
All right.
So off topic real quick. Anything else you guys been doing or anything else you I just started cracking comic books open again. Got back into some of those online, of course, because you can't go get them, obviously.
Yeah.
We're still
Um,
doing fucking puzzles. Goddamn.
Kinda. We're not really doing them, but yeah. Trying to think. Yeah, but we've been watching a little bit more movies though than lately. Horror movies too.
Like usually Sundays or during the week we'll do the movie nights. On the week, like
Yeah.
Fridays and Saturdays and Thursdays, we'll do the bonfire thing and hang out.
We should try to do over here one night if we get the living room kind of set up with some more chairs or something like that, because I got that system in there.
Mhm.
You guys haven't even really got to fucking hear it yet.
What do you want to
Yeah.
do? What were you that you wanted to do?
Well, it could just be a movie night.
Just like hang out and shit.
Yeah,
I'm down.
Right on.
A movie night, something. Throw it on there. Just watch a movie because it's got cool sound.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm down.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're hanging out already anyway.
Yeah.
Right? It is what it is. All right, cool.
Anything new or?
So Phoenix is Mount Mike's. Yeah. See, that's fun. You can't make anything special.
I like Phoenix.
Made a garden. Go. You did a garden.
That was pizza racist.
That's good.
Jack is there. Jack is back from having his dart. All right. Well,
This is good too.
I like
all
Domino's.
of them, bro.
I like Domino's. Domino's. Okay.
I like the Red Baron, bro. Like, I don't
I
give a
admit
shit.
that Domino's.
I'm not
is
racist.
Probably.
Hey,
You guys are
no,
against
above
pizza.
Jack asked a
Caesars.
valid question. How is pizza
Like,
racist?
You guys are being racist. You're
I'm
you're
a pizza
excluding
snob.
people.
I'm a
being
pizza
That's
snob.
racist.
I am, yes, total.
I'm a pizza
Total
snob.
You will not identify as a pizza
Yeah.
eater in front of me.
Right?
Fucking Chris is over here like round table.
I like pineapple on pizza too.
Round
Yeah,
table.
pineapple on
Blasphemy.
pizza. Bump.
I'm cool with it.
So once again,
I don't prefer it. I would
Sure.
I've never ordered one with
I've
pineapple.
eaten it.
But if it shows up, I'm like,
yeah, that's-
hunger is the best.
and
spice.
that is the exact thing I said.
I
It's
get
like
down on
all
a lot of
pizza's still good.
So there's a local who owns a what is it? Pizza Hut. What are you talking about? The pizza place.
Which one?
Straw Hat?
Straw Hat. It's a Straw Hat.
Yeah.
He's offering 50% off during the COVID event, which is totally fucking awesome.
Dude.
I know I made fun when I was talking crap, but
That's
but
fucking
honestly, like we do order it, and he gives us that 50% off, and we're totally grateful. And it's voluntary. He's a local business owner.
Dude, he's actually a really cool guy.
He's
Dude,
the owner is
He
a really
is.
cool guy.
We met him. Like,
Yeah, we
he was
met
in
him
somewhere.
also. Yeah.
he walks when you're in there, like says hi
Yeah,
to
he's
everybody.
totally. I mean, he's from the Middle East, but he's come here and he's like totally adopted
Yeah.
the way of living. and
Naturalized.
loves the community enough to do what he's doing, for which is
Yeah.
totally fucking honorable.
And if you ever want to watch
Totally
a sporting
down with
event,
that.
they have no shortage of TVs.
Seriously.
Oh,
God
God,
damn.
right?
That sounds
They probably
fire.
have more like
Phoenix, that sounds
close
good.
to 50 TVs in that bitch.
Yeah, there's a lot of TVs in there.
Like, you can't sit in there without seeing a TV.
Yeah.
I think the only now I'm thinking about it, I think the only pizza that I don't like is the barbecue ones where they use the barbecue sauce on them. It just tastes weird.
It's alright.
I'll eat
The
a
other
piece.
day.
I'm not saying I won't eat a piece, but
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
that, it's just too rich and it feels weird. I don't know.
So the
That's
other,
probably the only pizza I can think of I don't like.
It's weird eating barbecue flavor in a wedge. You're
Right.
like, something's
Right.
wrong about this.
Right.
Like,
Tastes right.
rib.
The Polynesian sauce on the Maui Sour.
I don't mind that one.
I love that one.
Yeah.
One of
Oh, yeah.
The project managers bought us pizzas, and they ordered a barbecue something. I think it was like honey and ham with barbecue.
It sounds weird.
Pop it.
Yeah, they had a
Ask
regular
it where you are.
combination. Nobody touched the barbecue except one dude
Right.
who was like, "I like barbecue." And he was
Right.
like, dude, it
You're all
was,
have at it, bro.
like, dude, I'm cool with
Yeah.
two slices
For you, dog.
Two slices, I'm good. Got my
Well, when I
drink.
worked at a pizza place, the barbecue one we ever got ordered. I mean, I would say once a month it got ordered. It surprised me they even kept it in stock. So that was kind of crazy to me. That
I worked at a place also, and we had like barbecue beef and
Yeah.
meatballs. They use barbecue sauce for those too. So we had other food used it for, but never on pizza, bro. That's fucking wrong. It's not right. There's something.
it's weird.
There's something.
It's worse than the pineapple, in my opinion. for
You
me.
can justify the pineapple, but the barbecue sauce is like.
It's
I'm
weird.
okay with it. I would it, but like I've had it.
Yeah.
But also,
before,
eat,
like,
I'll
it's
still,
good.
I'll still eat a slice.
Yeah,
If there's nothing else,
if
I'll-
there's nothing else, I'll
and that's my
definitely eat
point
that.
with the Little Caesars
Right.
or any of that. To me, it's just like even if it's bad, I fucking eat it.
Yeah.
Yeah, pizza is just one of those timeless things, man. You can't pizza.
I don't know what it is about.
I love
about
cheese,
their
too,
Little
though.
Caesars. It gives me stomach ache.
Yeah, it's something with their sauce. Then
Yeah. I think it's the dough.
Could be.
Oh my god.
Domino's has that cornmeal on it. I can't stand it.
Little Caesars.
No, Domino's.
Little
Pizza.
Caesars does too.
Do they?
Yeah.
They have that like that
little
really
powdery,
crumbly,
weird
powdery
shit.
stuff on the
Yeah, it's
bottom,
that
right?
corn
Yeah.
I'm talking about cornmeal, like
Yeah. Corey.
little balls of.
Yeah, Little Caesars has too.
No, dude.
Corey's kind of funny here. He's like, just the white sauce. I don't.
White sauce is good.
My wife likes the white
hold on,
sauce.
let me finish. It can be taken a few ways. LOL.
Sure.
My wife
The
all
Joker.
white sauce, brother. Ding. Johnny's gonna add in a ding. See, there it is. A ding.
Bing! We can't add anything.
Yeah, I
in this.
know.
All us, all us.
White sauce is amazing.
It's great.
It's actually my favorite.
Just drink White Claw.
Mine
right?
too.
I don't really order pizza that way too much.
No,
No, my wife.
When I
likes
worked
it.
at a pizza place, then I did it to my own all the time because especially if you have acid reflux, it's the fucking tomato that's
All right.
gonna activate that.
You
So,
guys ever work at a fast place, a restaurant,
Just
anything
pizza.
like
No,
KFC.
thankfully I haven't.
that?
okay.
Here's the
KFC?
thing. I have a lot more respect, I think, than the average people do for food workers because it's a job that I don't ever hope I have to do.
You don't.
And so whenever I walk up, no matter how frustrated I be at a fast food place, I'm just like, you know what? Like, you couldn't pay me enough to do what you're doing, so you are a better person than me. So I just fucking leave it at that.
So
did I had at a pizza place.
did you have like a signature meal that you would make?
My person.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
personal thing. Okay,
Yeah.
go for it.
So it was Chris's favorite place, Ramble. I'd always take the fresh dough, stretch it out to the size of so you take a pan pizza skin and you stretch it out bigger, and then you roll it out, thin it out to the average size of the original crust, just so you'd have really good dough. And because I'm not allowed to divulge the way they do it, then do the white sauce, some garlic, cheese. I do the chicken, onions, all the veggies and shit. And make it just every time anyone that ever had it, I'd bring it over to anyone. They would just be like, "This is the fucking pizza I ever want." Exactly. It's just they don't want to make it the way it's gonna taste good because they have their own little recipe, right?
Yeah.
Right. How about
I'd
you?
always experiment. Like most, I mean,
Not
like,
really.
I like I get myself, I like this.
Mhm.
So most of the time, the way they do the thin crust, they'll just stretch a smaller pizza,
Right.
But see, I like to get like say it's a medium. Medium, I'd stretch it and cut off the edge. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because then it makes the edges,
Oh, like even.
thin.
Yeah.
Because if you just get like say it's the dough ball for a smoke to make it a medium, you're just rolling it.
Mm-hmm.
Still gives you the thick ends.
Right.
Not really a thin crust pizza in my opinion. And I like garlic. I do extra sauce with linguiça and sausage or something like that. I've experimented.
There's other variations that I'd make too, but that was the one that I would do.
Yeah.
And put so much garlic on my pizza, garlic sauce plus the little mint garlic on it.
Oh, yeah.
So for 4 fucking years, never got sick once. Not even once.
Yeah, and this is
Proof.
something that
living
is documented.
Yep.
Garlic.
And I work 6 days a week at the time.
Garlic is an immunity booster. I mean, we know that because I grew up in Gilroy. It's the garlic capital of the world.
Yeah.
So
right.
just real quick, you take the pizza and you put the white sauce on it, and then I would just take the minced and just barely sprinkle it there. If I felt like I was getting a slightly scratchy throat or felt really run down, double that amount.
That's it, man.
Done.
Garlic.
Done,
is
dude.
Natural, just like cannabis, man. It has all kinds of different uses. And garlic.
It's funny.
is
It's
awesome.
weird because it's almost like the garlic works for you. You were raised here,
Yeah.
but like
Oh,
if you
yeah.
weren't, like if you live in the fucking mid,
I think
where
it's our
garlic is a
special power,
spice.
dude.
You know what I mean?
It is.
They're
Our
like,
special
"Ah,"
power.
like it does thing for you.
You ain't
Like,
never gonna get bitten by a vampire around here.
Never. No.
I-
I use garlic on everything.
I've
too.
never even seen a vampire,
Yeah.
so I mean,
You
we're
know
doing
what I'm
something.
saying?
Right, it's-
That's
That's
proof
enough for me.
never even seen one.
And Santa
Not a one.
Carla is right there,
Right?
right over
Right,
the
yeah.
hill.
You're not gonna see him.
Literally, the first 3 ingredients I put on anything: salt, pepper, garlic.
Fucking garlic.
Yeah.
Like 100% everything fancy.
That's the
everything
only
fantastic.
seasoning I put on the
Yeah.
burgers we did yesterday.
Yeah.
Just salt, pepper, garlic.
Yeah. That's
I'm a
it,
big
man.
fan of the
Steak?
what's it called?
Salt, pepper, garlic.
The onion powder as well.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah, onion
That's
powder
what
is
I
good
do.
too. Yeah.
One of the ones that's like I would say exactly what you said, but I add that on there.
Mhm.
And then depending on what it is, maybe paprika, maybe if I want it more smoky. If
Oh,
I
there's
wanted
something
it
base.
spicy, then obviously cayenne. So it just kind of depends on what I'm.
I like
Basic,
I like
basic.
tasting the flavor of the meat.
We had fresh
but-
onions, so I didn't bother.
And the salt, pepper, and garlic enhance the flavor of meat.
So for me, what makes it actually
good.
makes the pizza is the sauce for me.
A good
Yeah, it's
sauce.
got to be a good sauce. That's what makes it for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You
know.
know,
The sauces
because
are
you
like
can hide
crummy
that
sauce,
pizza
dude.
with
Most of the
You
pizza
can't have
sauce
crummy
tastes
sauce,
like
dude.
shit. Honestly,
marinara.
all the stuff just kind of covers it, so that's why I like it.
See, that's my point. Yeah,
Most of the sauce is nasty.
You can hide bad pizza with a shit ton of toppings.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, because sometimes you'll get a sauce,
I don't know,
or you'll
there's
get a
something
pizza
about-
that's just cheese, and then you can really taste the fucking sauce. I'm like, oh, this is horrible. And then you have like a combination or all meat or whatever, and then you're all, this is bomb.
Same
Yeah,
sauce.
yeah.
Something about the tanginess of the
Yeah,
sauce.
I
for
agree.
me.
I agree.
If it has the right tanginess, then it like will make the pizza slice that much better.
yeah.
But if it doesn't,
But it can be too sweet.
if it's
too.
not good sauce, it doesn't mesh well with the other ingredients.
But once again, it's still fucking pizza.
Yes, and I'm part Italian, folks. Okay?
And Corey, there's no E.
That's certified.
Don't worry about me experimenting, Corey.
So yeah, I used to
It's none of your damn
do.
business.
I used to do a big old pastrami. I worked at Togo's.
Yeah.
I would put the bun on it, and it was like supposed to do like a quarter pound of meat. I would do like 2 pounds of meat on this little tiny small bun.
Well, yeah, because Subway and Togo's are always just like little
Yeah,
tons of
dude,
veggies.
I would pile it on there, and then I would put cheese on it, and then I would throw it in the microwave.
That was your
Dude, when
special?
I worked at
Oh,
the pizza
sick.
place,
What kind
how
of
much
cheese?
money I saved on
What kind of cheese did you do with it?
I would just
Change it up.
Sometimes I like sharp. Sometimes I like Swiss. Sometimes
I was gonna say
like
with Rami,
pepper
that
jack.
sounds.
Sometimes I like provolone. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Like those are. See, I like pepper jack.
Yeah.
But I cycle
I love
through
all.
sharp, Swiss, and provolone,
Same.
and then I fucking just cycle through.
Me too. Me too.
Well, see, what I
I-
liked about the pizza place we worked at, it was a combination of mozzarella and provolone.
Yeah, ours too.
You know what I'm saying? And because I'm not
The
like
difference
that.
on a pizza.
I
I think
think
Round Table's
Yeah.
they use cheddar. They use cheddar,
Four.
don't they?
It's a blend. I think it's a 3 cheese blend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
3 different
so
ones.
so the mozzarella is real dry,
Mhm.
so it doesn't produce oil, but it does spread. I mean, it doesn't produce moisture, so it'll spread. But the sharp has oil, so it helps. It melts into
Right.
and the mozzarella helps the sharp bind better. So
I get what you're
that's the
They complement each other
the
to
science behind
melt.
the
Right.
two cheeses.
I guess
So
the
if you
worry
have
is
too
what
much
we're
sharp-
saying here.
Yeah.
If you had too much sharp,
We
if
need
you
to
have too much
start
sharp,
that.
it would be greasy. Well, too much sharp is greasy.
Yeah.
Not enough sharp is too dry.
Probably a reason we like.
Yeah.
Can live on pizza.
I like any.
pizza.
Doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I love food.
But you know the nice thing when I saved shit to the money on food when I worked at this.
Yeah.
Because even when I was dieting, when I was working out with Johnny,
Uh-huh.
like I bring my own like wheat flatbread, and the only other thing I'd have to bring is I use like some balsamic, and I put chicken, spinach in the sandwich, because I had all the fucking ingredients in. So it was like still cheap diet.
Yeah.
Dude, the sandwiches that they used to have, so they still have them. They changed the recipe. But the sandwiches they used to make at Round Table back in the late 90s, early 2000s, those things were fucking bomb, dude. They were bomb as fuck. I don't ever tried one. Most people don't. It
Dude,
just,
if you're on a
here's
bomb,
a
yeah,
memory.
fucking awesome.
Here's a
dude.
memory you just jogged. So when I was little, I remember holding my mom's hand while I was.
Right?
We were in Target and Kmart.
Ooh, yeah.
Kmart here in Troy.
Oh god damn!
Yeah, that's how long ago it was.
That's by the
And
movie theater that
they
only
used
showed
to have a deli there, and in the deli they had these sub sandwiches, and they had thin cuts of bologna with lettuce, tomatoes, and onion. Dressed with
Bologna's crazy though. Yeah.
Yeah. like
But they would do it at a.
it was dressed with the Italian dressing,
Mhm.
and it would get soggy, and it was the most delicious. Fuck,
Girl, I don't know why, but it was
dude, It was
amazing.
the most delicious.
If you actually want a bomb
Yeah.
sandwich, I know you've been Ike's.
Yeah, Ike's is really nice.
Dude, have you ever been there? Oh, dude, when
or
it's
even the
I don't even know what it is.
Beach Hut Delis.
Ike's loving sandwiches, dude. Like the one on the Alameda has like two
Yeah.
different kinds. Of
Yeah, right. That's why I said
I
obviously.
still
we're
like
hungry.
Jersey Mike's.
Jersey Mike's is good.
Once you've had Ike's, then Jersey Mike's like,
All right. So what we're saying is we're really hungry.
We're gonna
And
go.
we go.
wait
Yeah,
a minute, because this is important. Okay, so there's a meat shortage. There's already
We talked about it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, let 'em- let 'em
let's. There's gonna be a shortage, so you guys need to go out there and start preparing for that. You guys are getting it firsthand, so tell your friends and tell your family to start buying meat products. Don't fucking go crazy, guys, but protect yourselves and be ready because it's coming, man. In a couple of weeks, there's already like they're having to slaughter animals because there's need there to produce the
Process them.
to process the food. So we're gonna start running low on meat supplies.
Yeah.
So
And that's just one of the things, because there's going to be a lot of other. We were saying when there's certain businesses getting shut down that supply other products, right? So like if there's a meat shortage, that would affect all your pizza, all your food,
everything.
your grocery.
Yeah.
So that kind of concept. So just keep in mind whatever is going.
So Silva is shut down. This is where we get all of our pork products from.
Oh, damn.
So all the
products.
restaurants, like sausage and bacon,
Right.
it's usually Silva.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing a increasing cost and scarcity in product. Go out there and buy your a few weeks supply.
Is it?
All
Yeah.
I know is that there's no shortage of meat right here.
There's a lot of fucking meat right there, buddy.
I'm not talking
That's a
about
lot
right
of
there.
meat, buddy. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get out of here.
Yeah.
You come
I'm
over
gonna
here.
give Chris a hug before you.
We can't do that. Thank you both for coming, man.
We can.
Buddy, thank you guys for joining us for another weekly update of the quarantine pandemic. We've been Grim 86 Freedom First, and we get the podcast back going. But for right now, this is what we got. Make sure you guys check us out on social media: Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on everywhere. Twitter. Make sure you guys check us out on shop.spreadshirt.com/Grim 86 if you guys want to get some gear. And, we'll see all you guys next week.
Yeah, that's it for us. Later. Thank you both. Peace and love, everybody. We're out.
Stay safe.